Hey, everybody, welcome to Flash Fried, everybody's favorite show. Show where I actually already pulled all my hair out, but we're trying to get Paul to pull all his hair out, too. So
not going to happen.
We'll see how that goes.
It's too thick and luscious.
Yeah, well, you know, my point, the thing is we want to get you frustrated enough that even your thick rope-like hair will be torn from your scalp. Even if it fucking ends up tearing off your scalp skin, even if it ends up literally just ripping your entire skull out.
Well, see, when the plans take over, when like Audrey 2 comes for Paul, he's not going to eat Paul. He's going to rip his hair and his beard out and be like, ha ha ha, white guilt Paul. Leave you to your own device.
I'm going to feed the plants. I'm not an idiot.
Dude, Jason.
You work with them or you get eaten by them. That's your choices.
Oh, you know what? Fuck this story. I forgot to pull the most important story of all. I don't know what the fuck I'm thinking here. And Paul didn't pull it either.
No one pulled it.
Yeah, no one pulled the fucking story.
I just pulled my pud.
Yeah.
Hey.
Poor Paul. All right, here we go.
At least it was productive.
This is the most important story, especially for Paul.
Oh, shit.
Paul. That's right. Jude Law to play Captain Hook in Disney's live-action Peter Pan. Exclusive, Paul.
I'm seeing it.
Well, I was thinking, Paul, a lot of people were saying, you know, since you love Shmee so much, or is it Smee?
Smee.
Smee, man. You could play Smee, dude. You could be...
They're gonna cast that. What's that one dude's name?
You could be Jude Law's Smee.
I'd be down. I'd be down to be Smee. I'd fucking polish his hook and fucking...
I think you do more than polish his hook.
Jude Law may be heading to Neverland. The actor's in talks to play the classic Disney villain Captain Hook in the studio's live-action Peter Pan film Peter Pan and Wendy, sources tell Variety. It's directed by Pete's Dragons director David Lowery. You know, I don't know. I mean, Jude Law is an all right actor and all that, but I don't know if he's going to top fucking, what was it, Dustin Hoffman's? I don't even like that movie, by the way, but Dustin Hoffman's Hook was pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, I tried to watch it with my girlfriend, and she has no nostalgia for it, you know, never seen it before, and she was like, I don't really care for this movie.
Yeah,
I don't blame you.
The movie itself, I think, kind of sucks, but I think that the scenes of Dustin Hoffman and Bob Hoskins are pretty awesome. And I love how they played it like super gay, and even admitted that they did later on.
Oh, dude, that's weird.
What?
If the deal closes, Law would fall in the footsteps of Dustin Hoffman, Jason Isaacs, who we were just talking about.
Yeah, we were just talking about Jason Isaacs a second ago. The guy who played fucking Lucius Malfoy, and like a million other things. I was at his IMDb page, and it's fucking endless.
Well, I was talking about Alien 3.
I think Jude's Hook might be better than you think it is. Maybe he's going to edge Hook up and not make such a buffoon out of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that
fucking Hook was kind of a buffoon.
Yeah, but I mean, so was the animated Hook.
Yeah, but maybe it's time for a grittier, darker Hook, TJ.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like Hook being kind of a bumbling idiot is sort of like part of the charm of Hook, but
all right. So number one, this needs to be called Hook.
And well, that's already happened.
And it needs to be a total biopic kind of thing, focusing on just Hook, and Peter Pan is just seen for the nuisance he fucking truly is.
Well, there was already the fucking Robin Williams movie was already called Hook. Weirdly, by the way, because it's really not the movie is not really about Hook.
Yeah, that one had it right.
I think they had it right after watching it that really the best thing they got out of any of the actors was Dustin Hoffman's Hook, so they probably just named it Hook.
Right.
But they did repeat it several times, like the big bumbling dude that lost his marbles says it.
Yeah, that's true.
He's like,
yeah, see, I never really watched it. That's why, like, in my mind, that's like, yeah, I had the idea Hollywood had fucking 20 years ago. Yeah, Hook, and you guys were like, they already did that. Like, oh yeah, we just read about that. Yeah, I never watched it as a kid. I never really cared about it.
Hook is a very divisive movie. It's like half the people you talk to will say it's really good, and then the other half of people you talk to will say it's total dog shit. And I'm pretty much in the total dog shit camp, but I do like Dustin Hoffman and Bob Hoskins.
I've seen pictures of the movie. That's about it.
I know it's bad, but I still enjoy watching it because I liked it as a kid. I liked it a lot.
Yeah,
I remember. So I can still enjoy it. Like I still really like the Dustin Hoffman stuff. I like some of the fucking Robin Williams stuff too.
Yeah, I think that I honestly think the movie is better before he gets to Neverland in some ways. Like
Yeah.
I feel like the arc of like he's Peter Pan but he's grown up and he's like lost his way and shit actually works pretty well. But by the time they get to Neverland, they like so nerfed Neverland and like the Lost Boys and shit that it kind of like they turn it into like a 90s theme park sort of experience. And I think that kind of robs it of some of its edge and shit.
The skateboards and like the colored paintball and stuff.
And they're like eating fucking like brightly colored goop and shit. And it's
I'm
like,
kind of having like flashbacks of this movie when I was a kid, but I don't really remember sitting down and watching.
Julia
the whole thing.
Roberts was hot as fuck as Tinkerbell.
I did not like Julia Roberts being Tinkerbell personally.
Really?
Yeah.
What? She was Oh, okay. What the
She played it really super sweet, and I'm like, that's not Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell's a fucking cunt.
Sweet.
She did. She played it saccharine as fuck compared to the real Tinkerbell.
She played it like annoyed and like
yeah, but Tinkerbell's supposed to be a conniving ass bitch, not like
drags him to fucking Neverland and shit.
Yeah, I mean, like for the pure motive of saving his children. It doesn't. I don't know.
Paul, I think you as a Jude Law, Paul, just have to kind of admit, is this kind of like Jude Law's career's death rattle? I mean, he's kind of going like the family-friendly thing. I
don't think so at all.
That spells the end of a lot of careers.
Yeah, I think Jude Law's over.
I think this is
Jude Law is over party.
I think this is going to signal the beginning of the older man Jude Law and the end of the young man Jude Law. Because like, dude, lots of older guys work all the way into their fucking 80s and shit. He's gonna be a Max von Sydow, dude.
You think so?
Oh yeah. His fucking he's just like a fine wine. He just gets hotter with age.
He'll have to make it to like 95. So if he can do it, man, more power to him. But
if anybody could do it, it's him. At least 80s and still be working. I could see fucking Jude.
That's a rare category of thespian, Paul, to get to like their mid 80s and they're still getting fucking good roles, still getting cast in something. I mean, usually supporting roles.
I'm telling you, dude, I'm a stan of Jude. He's a fucking I don't know who to compare him to. Fucking Paul Newman. He's gonna have this long ass fucking movie.
I don't know if that comparison holds, but maybe it will. Only time will tell.
I love this article down here. How does Mel Gibson still have a career? I'm like, does he though? I mean,
that's bad when the first article about you is, do you have a career? Like, how do you still have one?
What the hell's going on here? All right. Researchers find fans of apocalyptic movies may be coping with pandemic better. It's because they kind of prepared for it. Because you watch one of those movies, obviously it's not the same as actually going through that kind of shit, but at the same time, you kind of mentally preps you a little bit, I think.
I guess. Yeah.
Like if you watch enough zombie movies, then I feel like when zombies come, you're going to be at least a little bit more kind of like knowing what to expect. Then again, you might be led down a primrose path by that too. Like you might make an assumption about what zombies are going to do based on what you've seen in movies, and then the real zombies do something totally different. So,
you don't know what fucking variety of zombies you're going to get, TJ. So that's pretty open ended. Like,
that's true.
If I see zombies, I don't know if are they fast zombies, are they slow zombies?
Well, you should be able to ascertain that pretty quick. Like
Yeah, I might ascertain that when the zombie's taking a bite on my ass. You know
that's
what I mean?
True.
Like, they're fast.
Oh no.
Dude, you know what's zombies? What variety of zombies I think would be the scariest to get?
Probably the 28 Days Later ones, right?
I mean, those would be near my top, but dude, believe it or not, my top zombie, Return of the Living Dead, the smart zombies.
Oh yeah, shit, dude.
Those zombies are pretty smart and also pretty fucking hard to kill because
more brains.
Even if even just a hand will come at you,
Yeah. So they're hard to kill. They're fast as a human can be. And it looks like some of them even mutate, like the fucking punk rock slut chick in it.
Yeah, she kind of like turns into like a vampire looking kind of thing.
So like that's the one I hope we don't get, because like it's one thing to fight like a brainless shambling horde or even a running horde that's mostly just eat, but like zombies that can like call the cops and pretend they're not zombies and then the cops show up and eat them.
Now, in fairness, it doesn't seem like they're as intelligent as living people. They still seem a little bit like
I don't
zombie-ish.
know, dude. Like on the fucking table.
Yeah, the one on the table did articulate some stuff.
She was like,
the pain of being dead. Yeah. But then again, when they like call like the cop, they're always just like, send more cops. You know.
Like look at the boyfriend though. When he turns into a zombie, he pretty much maintains his intelligence. He's talking in full sentences at the end of the movie.
Yeah, but he's not quite as rotted as some of the other ones. I think maybe.
That's what I mean, though. So like maybe the ones that are freshly dead are way more conniving.
But then again, the one that they slapped on the table was pretty articulate still, and she looked pretty fucking rotted. So I don't know.
But
you're right. Those probably would be the scariest. Anyway, a small team of researchers from the University of Chicago, Pennsylvania State University, and Aarhus University have found that people who are exposed to end-of-the-world movies may be more resilient when dealing with real-life ongoing pandemic. They have written a paper describing questioning volunteers about movies they had seen and their real pandemic experience. Their paper is available on the Sci-Air-Ziv preprint server. Okay. The movie industry has been cranking out end-of-the-world type movies for years, from Martian attacks to massive volcanic eruptions to asteroid strikes and, of course, pandemics killing everyone. Psychologists have been trying to understand why people watch such movies, but have met with little success. In this new effort, the researchers looked at such movies in another way, as preparation for real-life disaster scenarios. They wondered if watching a movie about an epidemic, such as Contagion, starring Gwyneth Paltrow and Matt Damon, blah, 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 might help people deal with a real-life pandemic. They noted that viewership of Contagion rose dramatically during the first few months of the coronavirus pandemic. I remember that. To find out why and whether watching the movie helped viewers, the researchers turned to Prolific, an online recruitment tool that allows researchers to connect with volunteers virtually. For their study, the researchers queried 126 individuals. Notably, each of them was paid for their efforts. The researchers asked them about themselves and whether they were fans of certain movies in certain genres. They also asked them how they feel about the coronavirus and, of course, if they had watched the movie Contagion. The researchers found that people who had recently watched what they describe as prepper movies showed signs of higher levels of resilience to the real-world pandemic. They suggest exposure to certain scenes in movies psychologically prepared viewers, blah, 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 blah. It could also, it seems to me like it could also be the case, and I don't know if this was controlled for at all in any way, that someone who's just like more robustly prepared for something like that or more resilient to it would be more likely to watch those movies because they're not off-put by the subject matter. So I don't know if this is
or like, I don't really think people are learning or better prepared. I think it's more like catharsis. It's like you get to ignore what's going on in the real world and replace it with this fake tragedy that, at the end it's just a movie, but you still get to express those like feelings of being scared and all that shit.
It's possible. Because obviously you can have any form of escape, right now. I think it's probably maybe more specifically that you're dealing with those like tragic events, but then of course they have this bright, like in Contagion, for example, spoiler, like they come up with a vaccine or a cure and everything is obviously the world can't be put to where it was before, but the disease is defeated. So it's like, same thing with Outbreak. Outbreak's like, there was a cure all along. Oh my God, the government withheld it. They're evil.
Yeah, they had to like catch the original monkey or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, some stupid shit, dude. It's like, okay.
Dude, they catch the fucking
monkey.
And they synthesize the fucking vaccine from its blood, but the military still wants to nuke the town.
Yeah, because they're jerks.
They're real assholes.
They're just like, we want to nuke the town anyway, because
yeah, because we're the fucking military.
We're the fucking military. What are we gonna do?
We're gonna help people. We're gonna nuke this town.
Goddamn town! Take that!
Take that town! Die, town!
Son of a bitch!
I ain't no goddamn son of a bitch. All right. So I don't know about this study. It sounds pretty I
mean, it sounds interesting, but who knows if it's true or not.
I don't know. I mean, I have to read the whole thing, and even then, I don't know if I'd know what the fuck I was looking at. Police in several Texas counties refuse to enforce governor's mask mandate.
Yes!
Fired, right? Fired and replaced with people that fucking know what the chain of command is. Fired, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Paul, stop being a pussy about this. Go out and just start breathing the air in.
Oh, yeah, everyone cam off, please.
Oh, sorry.
Cam off, deedly doo. I don't know if it's going to play anyway. Hello. Let's play. What do you think?
Is there any video out there?
All right, let's try refreshing the page.
I ain't gonna force it.
Okay, then.
Well,
never mind.
That's a good one.
Just kidding. Just pretending, y'all.
That was a joke. Don't worry about that. Florida
Gotcha.
insurance agent fired after a mask meltdown at Costco.
Dude, this dude's the biggest fucking twerp you've ever seen.
I know, right? A Florida man.
No, dude. Do not besmirch Florida man with this fucking tool.
I mean, well, Florida man is,
Florida man does meth with a fucking alligator, dude. Doesn't go to a Costco and act this way. Just show the video.
All right.
You're 6 feet away from you.
You're harassing me.
I'm not harassing you. You are infecting us.
You're coming close to me.
You're coming close to me.
Back off! Threaten me again!
Love his shirt. Look at his shirt. Running the world since 1776.
Oh shit, dude. He is America come to life, dude.
He's doing like the brolic, like flexing his muscles. It's threatening me.
Me again!
Someone
Back the fuck up or your fucking phone down!
Yeah. All because he was asked to wear a mask.
I feel threatened. Back off. He's a poor guy.
Such a normal reaction, dude.
He was cornered, guys. Come on. What are you gonna do when you feel threatened? I love
he wasn't threatened though.
I love him flexing his little chicken arms.
Well, that's the thing. He wasn't threatened by anyone. They said, "Please put on a mask." And
I feel
he
threatened.
chose to threaten them and be intimidating and irrational towards them for doing their jobs. Because Costco nationwide has a policy: if you're to enter a Costco, you're supposed to wear a mask. That's their company policy across the country. It's consistent everywhere.
You know what we need? The goon with a tire iron, man.
Goon with a tire iron.
Businesses that's closed or has a masks only policy and shit, and trying to be all fucking I'm super red-blooded American because look at me, I'm gonna spread the disease and shit. They try and cross that threshold. The goon with the tire iron is right there, and they just get brained.
Yep, running the world since 1776, eh? Run this.
Like a dude like that, a dude that gets that brolic, he's really like, this is my experience, anecdotal, right? Sure. I've known a few brolic dudes in my time. And the only time they ever learn is when they get their fucking asses whooped finally one day. Somebody just beats the fucking monkey shit out of him. Like he gets all fucking, he bows up like that at the wrong dude. Or in some instances, the wrong chick. I'm dead serious, dude.
I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen.
So, you know what I mean? And then, like, after that, those types of people tend to be a little more hesitant to bow up at people.
Well, he's been fired from his insurance job. So,
I
mean, what a
sad day.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe he wasn't a good representative of that business. Like, I don't get it. I mean, I can understand like saying you refuse and leaving, but like you're not like the whole like I'm being threatened and get away from me. It's like, come on, dude. They're just asking you to put a fucking mask on, and it's not even it's because you might have symptoms. They don't want you to spread it. You're still get to go to the store. You got to wear a mask. That's it.
Let me tell you something, Scotty. This man was threatened. Okay. What are you supposed to do when you're threatened in public? Just take it.
He wasn't threatened though.
He was threatened. They came to him and said, "Wear a mask or I'll kill you."
Oh, or I'll kill you.
I'll kill you.
Maybe if they said that to
Well, you
him,
missed that
they
part
said,
of the
wear
video.
A mask or I'll kill you.
You know, you missed that part of the video.
Okay, well, I apologize. I didn't know he said wear a mask or I'll kill you.
Man, good old Florida.
San Francisco tech CEO kicked out of Carmel Valley restaurant following racist rant caught on camera.
Uh-oh.
When will people learn? If you're gonna be racist, just don't say it on camera.
Yeah.
I mean, like, how many times is people been fucking destroyed online, having like their careers destroyed, doxxed, everything else happened to them? Like,
It seems like they have every video but that video, by the way.
Yeah, which video? Where's the video of the fucking rant?
None of those.
I've seen it on Twitter. But
Yeah, I'll go ahead and find it while we're looking at this.
No, it's that first video.
Are you sure?
I believe it's this video.
Okay.
When was the last time you really looked up?
No.
When was the last time you really?
This is like fucking. Just mute it. This is like a.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck the ad is for. While that's happening,
Some car company looks like
Carmel Valley, California. A Southern California family is speaking out after a San Francisco tech CEO went on a racist rant that was captured on video this weekend while they were celebrating a birthday at Carmel Valley restaurant. The Orosa and Chan family say they will not let the experience ruin what has become an annual tradition celebrating. Okay, here we go.
On his wife's birthday, July 4th, at Carmel Valley restaurant Lucia.
We were there just celebrating, having fun.
When that fun quickly disappeared, as the man you can see in the background of the celebratory
Look at him.
began ranting.
what a fucking
He's
douchebag.
you can already just see the, like, what are them Asians doing here in his fucking eyeballs and shit.
That is the look of a man that's about to go on a racist rant.
It really is.
Yes.
Even at this low video quality, you could tell. You could see it.
I've seen these before, dude. I've seen these racist rants before, and the dude that unleashes them, he always has this look on his face for like 30 seconds to a minute before the ranting starts.
Yeah, he's got like this. What the fuck is going on? Look.
I hear this loud voice, effing Asians.
Arosa's niece, Jordan Chan, recorded what happened next on her cell phone.
Say that again. Oh, now you're shy?
Michael Lofthouse gave the family the finger, then said,
Trump's gonna you.
You need to leave now.
You need to leave.
Oh, you do not talk to
No,
our
you
guests
need
like
to
that.
leave.
What's wrong? You need to leave.
Asian piece of
Oh my god.
He was full of hate and anger. It's sad that there's still people.
Asian piece of shit.
He looks like he's full of booze as well.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
like,
he seems like
this
he's drunk,
jacket
too.
is super complicated. They're just fucking Asian piece of fucking shit. Trump's gonna fucking destroy you fucking Asians, man.
in this world, let alone in this country.
a Lucia employee quickly stepped in.
Do not talk to our guests like that.
You stop talking to guests like that. You get out of here right now, you racist. You're a racist. You get out of here.
Can we see that one more time? Look how
Now see that finger, dude.
comes in with that finger.
Staying alive. Dude, she goes all the way up, then she goes back. She's doing
Employee
disco.
quickly stepped in.
Do not talk to our guests like that. Get out now.
Oh,
Yeah, some
Get out
disco.
now, you
fucking
guests.
like,
Oh, are they? Yeah, the fucking
did you see that shit? She fucking made a Zorro symbol with her finger in his face.
Z stands for Zorro.
For that.
In an emailed statement, the vice president and general manager of Bernardus Lodge and Spa in part writes, quote, "We are proud of our
Look,
staff at
Okay, well, let me tell you why.
That
Because all
waitress
these
was
restaurants,
not fucking taking it, man.
these have gone viral so many times now. Like, they've been trained, like, if someone says some shit, like, you jump at them, get the hell out of here, buddy. Because they don't want to be like, because the first thing they don't want is coming back on the restaurant. Like, the restaurant stood by and did nothing. Well, this guy went on some racist tirade for whatever. I don't even get the reason why. They were just sitting there having a fucking celebration. I guess you just couldn't
think they could be Asian next to me, god damn it. Show them what's what.
I mean, he seems drunk as shit, too.
He does. He's like, ugh.
I'm
This
not saying that's
country
something
used to be
good
for
him,
white
but-
people only.
I mean, because honestly, with booze, it mainly, I mean, like, look, I'm not going to say everything you say on booze makes logical sense or is your rational brain. A lot of times it amplifies bad things you were thinking or shit like that.
Lucia, in keeping with Bernardus Lodge's core values. Michael Lofthouse also issued a statement writing,
Oh, okay.
Oh, man.
Come on, Michael Lofthouse. You know you're fucked already.
In quote, my behavior in the video is appalling. This was clearly a moment where I lost control and made incredibly hurtful and divisive comments. I would like to deeply apologize to the Chan family. I can only imagine the stress
family.
and pain
Of course, their name was Chan.
they feel. I was taught to respect people of all races, and I will take the time to reflect on my actions and work to better understand the inequality that
he's
so
gonna
many
go.
of those around me face
He's
every
gonna go
day.
fucking do
He's
that.
just saving face, I think. I think he really meant what he said and what he did. I don't believe his words.
In vino veritas,
His
dude.
actions speak louder than the words he's saying.
Arosa says those actions in part include additional Instagram comments that appear to have been posted by Lofthouse directed at one of
Wait a minute.
What?
Canceled. Everyone is well aware of the situation that happened in Monterey. You are a trash human being. You deserve every bad thing happened to you. Great food for you. Leave our planet. Asian something. Come near me or my people, and you are something dead. Probably fucking dead. Do not start. You something piece of shot.
Damn. So he's been doing this for a minute and been under the radar, I guess.
the family's supporters that include Asian expletive and come near me or my people and you are expletive dead. Lofthouse did not respond to a request
Don't
for an
say
additional
expletive
comment
dead.
about the Instagram post or his role
Grown-Ups
as
News
Solid
Network.
Eight
We could call
CEO.
it CNN. Grown-Ups News Network. When something newsworthy happens and somebody says fuck shit or a titty bobbles out, it happens. Like, why hasn't somebody done this?
San Francisco-based tech company.
I can't say what he did was acceptable or right. No, it isn't. It isn't, because a lot of people will probably disagree with me by saying I forgive him, but I do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, whatever.
Well, I mean, you're a better person than he is. That's for fucking sure.
You always got to love the counter virtue signal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
Choose not to judge this man, and I forgive him for what he said.
I think at the same time, I mean, yeah, it does reek of that. But I mean, what are you gonna do? Be mad about this fucking piece of shit forever? I mean, it's just like, fuck this dude. He's an asshole, and he kind of played his cards. He laid his cards on the table of what he thinks. You know what I mean? So
I'm mad though. I don't buy that he's not still mad.
oh, of course he's still fucking mad.
He's saying he ain't mad and that he's forgiven this dude, but he hasn't. He's just saying it to get the points. Like, if he said how he really felt about it, I'd respect him. Be like, I'm glad this dude's fucking life is disintegrating. He's a piece of shit, a racist piece of shit.
I haven't heard anything about him getting fired or anything, so.
Well, he's the CEO. He can't really. I mean, most companies, if he has a controlling interest, I mean, he's not going to fire himself. But maybe he will be fired. I don't know.
So the company is Solid 8.
Apparently, there's some company in Europe that with the same name. So I read an article about this before that's been inundated with like, your company's run by a racist, and they're like, we have nothing to do with them.
That's a different Solid 8.
I do hate that when people go on these witch hunts and they don't even get the right company or the right person. They start harassing some random person about this shit. It's like, come on, just leave. Like, you know, make sure you got the right target if you want to harass somebody. I guess you shouldn't harass anybody technically, but you know, come on. On the internet, if you do some fucked up shit, no one cares if you harass that person.
Harass, whatever. Okay.
I mean, it's been shown many times.
The Far Side cartoonist Gary Larson debuts his first new comics in 25 years.
Cool.
Cow monsters, aliens, and bears. Oh my. Larson releases first set of new comics since his retirement in 1995. So it's been a long time. I didn't even know Gary Larson was
the fucking Far Side.
How old must Gary Larson be at this point? I mean, he's got to be fucking ancient, right?
He retired really early on. I mean, I remember this show when I was a kid. It was like, there's no more Far Side. It's like, what?
He was born in 1950. So he's like, what, 70 then?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess he just discovered digital stuff. So all of his new comics is like him working on like a Wacom tablet or something like that.
Dude, he's been on a fucking nonstop party cocaine binge since 1995. And he finally just like lifted his head up. And they're like, Donald Trump is president? What the fuck?
What the hell is going on?
Guess it's time to come back to the Far Side.
So this is one of them right here. There's no caption or anything. It's just like an Igor cow bringing a mad cartoonist some food and coffee. I do have some of the other shit he's drawn. So here's you know. You could just kind of absorb it yourself, but
absurdist humor.
Oh, dude, I've always loved the Far Side, dude.
So here's some aliens on the road. Old man's driving his pickup truck. Okay, Zorky, this one's all yours. Take a deep breath, relax, give him one short blast. Remember, this is probe and release. And then here's just a bunch of bears eating Cub Scouts.
Dude, I love this shit, man.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I don't know why I love the Far Side so much, but I definitely loved it as a kid. And
I loved
new book or something that he's selling.
No, he just he basically his explanation is that he'd lost interest in drawing and for a while, and like the main thing he would do is every like Christmas he would do like a Christmas card that he would like send to like family and friends and stuff. But he got tired of like since he'd only break out his pen during Christmas, it would constantly be clogged with ink every year. Because I guess he uses like some kind of really old-fashioned type of fucking pen or something. So he ended up getting a like a digital thing, like a Wacom tablet or something like that. And he said that he was like so into all the different like little like features of the program and stuff that it kind of reinvigorated his interest in making art. So he decided to draw some new comics.
That's cool.
I mean, it looks just like the original too, so it looks pretty cool.
But he said he might put out some new stuff, but he said he's not going to do it on any sort of deadline and not really expect anything like that to happen. So, but yeah, still kind of cool.
That's pretty impressive to be 70 and come back and be like, you know what, I'm gonna learn Photoshop or Illustrator, all that shit.
Yeah, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, whatever program he uses.
Yeah, you can read all about it below. But man, I used to read these all the time as a kid. I had a fucking number of the collections. Just sit there and read them, and they're fucking all just super weird and bizarre. And
I used to have I had the calendar, like it was like every day you ripped off a page and it was a different comic.
Yeah, they even made fun of it on The Simpsons, where Homer was like, "Ooh, a Far Side calendar." He's just like, "I don't get it, I don't get it, I don't get it, I don't get it." So, anyway,
that's stupid, dude. Do you have a favorite Far Side? Do you remember?
It was actually one of his worst that ended up being my favorite. There was a kid inside of a beehive, just kind of like standing there. And then there was like a hole in the beehive.
Yeah.
And two bees were like gathered around the hole. One of them was dressed as a detective. And one of them, and the detective bee is like, curious. It appears the hole was made from it appears the rock was thrown from the inside. And then underneath the comic it said something like medium cartoon ink and paper artist Gary Larson, title It Was Late and I Was Tired. And I just love that fucking comic.
Yeah. My favorite one's pretty easy. It's like a bunch of cowboys with numbers pinned on their shirts. And they're walking all bow-legged around a track.
Yeah.
And it says, the caption is the 100-meter mosey.
Yeah.
Weird Far Side.
Oh yeah, there was one where like there was like an interrogation scene with the cops. And the one cop was like admonishing the other cop, like, "Don't write that down. His name isn't Puddingtane." Oh man, Gary Larson, dude. Gary fucking Larson. Anyway, 13-ton shipment of human hair, likely from Chinese prisoners, seized.
Damn.
A 13-ton shipment of beauty products such as weaves suspected to have been made out of human hair was seized on Wednesday by U.S. Customs and Border Patrol officers at the Port of New York/Newark. According to CPB, the shipment originated in Xinjiang whatever, China, signaling potential human rights abuses or forced labor and imprisonment. The products were sold. The products were worth over $800,000.
Tell you what, TJ, you want to make some money?
Is an autonomous rural region in the northwest of China and home to roughly 11 million Uyghurs, or I forget how you pronounce that fucking, but Muslims, basically. A predominantly Muslim ethnic minority with a distinct culture and language. Until recently, there are many more Uyghurs in Xinjiang than Han Chinese, the ethnic majority that makes up the rest of the country. The U.S. State Department estimates that over 1 million Uyghurs have been detained in a massive network of internment camps in Xinjiang, where they are reportedly subjected to torture, cruel and inhumane treatment such as physical and sexual abuse, forced labor, and death.
You're subjected to death now. It's like they're just killed.
Yes.
So they're just like scalping Muslims and selling their hair to people in the United States.
Yeah, that's how. Well, that's why.
But
that's why China has its economic dominance now, man. They're willing to do anything to make a buck. Forced labor camp, that's fine. Take the hair from the prisoners. We can make money off that too. And they're out competing us, dude. I mean, we thought we had capitalism down. I mean, I haven't heard about U.S. prisoners having their hair forcibly cut and removed.
Our prisoners and selling that hair right back to the Chinese.
Yeah, we have a lot more variety.
We just don't want to compete.
Sad, man. It's sad how this country's just gone to the fucking dogs, TJ. We don't want to compete with China anymore. That's where they're beating us, dude.
Yeah, we need to start. We need to start fucking. We need to fucking bring back the camps. We need to fucking get some hair going. I already fucking donated my hair to America.
Apparently, this is the second time this year that CPB has seized products from China suspected to have made from prisoners' hair. Oh my God. It is absolutely essential that the American importers ensure the integrity of their supply chain meets the humane and ethical standards expected by the American government and by American consumers.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, man, yes, our standards, dude. American consumers, if there's one thing I know about them, dude, the ethical standards, sky high. Sky fucking high.
What the fuck is this bitch smoking, dude? The same country that has like the try to find a fucking a refined product like, you know, chips or cookies or whatever, doesn't use palm oil. Try to find any of these products that don't fucking wreak havoc on the environment.
Scotty, the American consumer is super ethical.
You did to an American store like a Target or a Walmart, dude, that store would be fucking barren. Those stores would be fucking barren if it was like nothing, no one and nothing was exploited to get this. Like, what do we have? Let's see what we got in the store. There's some locally grown grapefruits. We got those for you. Got some strawberries. That's about it. It'd be fucking nothing, dude. It'd be like whatever was grown locally.
Even a lot of that was probably picked by Mexicans, so.
Yeah, probably so. I mean, like coffee? Give me a fucking break. Chocolate?
Diamonds.
I mean, what are these people talking about? Are they out of their fucking mind?
T-shirts.
Bottled water?
Scotty. This is just another one of these stories. I've noticed a lot of these stories lately where it's like, we got to constantly vilify China. And of course, like, what they're doing is fucking villainous. That's fine.
Of course.
You can go ahead and tell the truth about it. I don't have any objection to that. But don't fucking tell me the American consumer is some sort of, like, ethical being that's primarily concerned with the fucking ethically sourced products and shit.
We're the beacon on the ethical consumer hill. Like, as if that's a great place to be anyways.
Black Lives Matter banner leads to eviction notice for Bloomington tenant.
Eviction leads to lawsuit for Bloomington landlord.
A young father says he faces eviction for refusing to take down a Black Lives Matter banner hanging from his family's apartment's balcony in Bloomington. Donovan Burton put up his first social justice banner at his Cloberton Court apartment soon after George Floyd's killing in May. He later replaced it with one that just says Black Lives Matter. The original just said fuck the police. I don't know. It is visible on the west side of Veterans Parkway, south of Oakland Avenue. The problem, his lease doesn't allow for any personal belongings to be left out on the balcony. His landlord, First Sight, asked him repeatedly to take down the banner. Burton has declined to do so. On June 28th, he was told First Sight planned to evict him. Burton said he feels First Sight is selectively enforcing the personal belongings provision in his lease. A quick check by WGLT on Sunday found many other First Sight tenants with personal items on their balconies, many of which are visible from the street. Some have hung hearts in their windows, a symbol of unity during the pandemic. At least one other First Sight tenant displayed a smaller Black Lives Matter sign in their window in Normal. Everybody else is allowed to have personal items, and they're just singling out one personal item, Burton said. They're not being consistent. Burton lives in the apartment with his fiance and their baby. Burton is multiracial, African-American and Caucasian. Their young son is African-American, Caucasian, Latino, and Native American. Burton, who is a veteran, said Floyd's killing scared him. I cried. I cried like a lot of people, Burton said. Like everybody else, I thought of my kid and myself, so I wanted to try and protest any way I could. Scotty, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that that's why they have these provisions in these leases. So if they want to get rid of somebody, they can just look at a reason like, oh, he's leaving those them belongings out on his patio right there. And if you look at the lease in section 13, that is not allowed. Will you remove the personal belongings you've left outside? No, I will not. We'll have to evict you then. Oh, gotta evict you now. I mean, it was such a silly reason. I mean, it's clearly motivated simply by what he's putting up.
There's like mass protest going on in my apartment building. Like they put out a notice saying that nobody could have grills. Like pretty much everybody that has a bottom floor apartment
has a grill.
Has a grill. Of course. I would too. But they put out this notice that like people are going to get evicted. And like, dude, not one grill has disappeared. It's way past the deadline on the notice and shit. And there's still just grills sitting out.
Dude, they must be out of their fucking minds, dude. They think they're going to ban fucking grills in Louisiana or anywhere in America. You can't have a grill. Dude, I've seen that in so many places. No one has ever followed that because so many people in this country love to barbecue. So it's like, you're not convincing anybody not to have a fucking grill outside.
Especially not in this fucking state.
No, they're out of their fucking minds, dude. Dude, that was like, we had that lease in Bellevue. We had that fucking where we're doing the DP shit. There'd always be notices like every month, like people smell marijuana in this building, and we're like,
it's like the classic cursed fucking like the this is the boom. That's the meme, right? That's the boomer meme. Like all the media says is racism, shooting, socialism, KKK. I just want a grill for God's sake. Like that's what these motherfuckers actually care about, for fuck's sake, is grilling.
Yeah.
That's what they want to do. They just want to grill. And you're going to try to take that away? No, that's when they actually stand up.
Someone displaying a fucking banner outside of on their patio should be irrelevant. They shouldn't even care. It's like, that's your opinion. It's like if you think this guy was flying the American flag right there, the apartment building would be like, gotta take down the. I mean, some places have. In fairness, some of these fucking homeowners associations are that crazy where it's like, no, take everything down.
Oh, dude, the one that I was a part of one time, I needed blackout curtains because I worked such fucking odd hours. I was getting up at like 3 a.m, so I needed to have blackout curtains so I could sleep during the day.
Yeah.
Cheapest way to do that was tinfoil. So I put tinfoil in in the bedroom window that was facing the outside, and dude, I got a notice the next day. Take that down. You're in violation of your homeowners association. It's like, Jesus. Okay.
Dude, they're fucking, like, some of them are fucking crazy, dude. They're like rabid dogs. Like, if you do anything outside of the rules, like, sometimes within hours, you'll have a notice from someone like the neighborhood busybody, like, hey, you shouldn't do this. And
yeah, you gotta love it. Even if in America, even if you own your fucking home, you still have some fucking piece of shit you're beholden to. Yeah, it's so awesome.
Yeah, buy in a non-HOA zone. That's the best advice I can give you.
Fuck that. Do not. Yeah, I wouldn't even. If I was ever going to buy a house, I would never buy one where I was under the fucking jurisdiction of some weird homeowners association that's like trying to control, like, basically, like, everything they do is just about, like, uniformity. They don't want anything that, like, stands out or looks distinctive or interesting in any way, shape, or form. If they just want, like, all their little cookie cutter bullshit to fucking all match.
Yeah, they want to live in a fucking prison. They basically want to imprison themselves in their minds. And, like, this is what's safe and what's good. And it's the only way things can be. And if they're any other way, the sky is falling. Oh, God, why? Give me a fucking break. Guy having a thing out there does not matter. I mean, of course, they're evicting him for the wrong reasons. But you know what? At this point, you should probably want to leave because these people are pieces of shit.
I mean, he'll probably either sue or, like, I know that people sign these contracts and shit, but a lot of times these are challenged and people end up winning a settlement or whatever from the management company.
Yeah, I mean,
He probably will. It's probably just some people in the building or the management themselves just don't like the message or the sign. So it's like, nope, you got to go.
2 accused of painting over Black Lives Matter mural charged with hate crime in California. 2 San Francisco area residents accused of painting over a Black Lives Matter mural are facing hate crime charges. Nicole Anderson, 42, and David Nelson, 53, both of Martinez, were charged Tuesday with 3 misdemeanor counts, including a hate crime violation, the Contra Costa County District Attorney's Office said in a statement. The July 4th incident was captured on video that shows a woman splattering black paint on the yellow block letters of a downtown Martinez Street, and then using a roller to cover up some of the letters in the mural, which was city approved. In the video, which had previously been shared on social media by the Martinez Police Department, a man can be heard saying, "The narrative of police brutality, the narrative of oppression, the narrative of racism is a lie." The woman painting says, "Keep this expletive in New York. This is not happening in my town." Both are white, and the man is wearing what appears to be a Make America Great Again hat and shirt with the words Trump and 4 more years. Police confirmed that the 2 people seen in the video are Anderson and Nelson. A spokesman for the district attorney's office said Anderson painted over part of the mural, and Nelson directly aided in the alleged criminal conduct, the district attorney's office said. Both are charged with a violation of civil rights, vandalism under $400, and possession of tools to commit vandalism or graffiti, which are all misdemeanors, according to the district attorney's office. Police have said that the mural was completed on July 4th and that both went to the mural with the purpose of painting over it. If convicted, they face up to a year in county jail. So here's what the mural looked like prior to this. I don't know if they actually have video of this incident.
Yeah, I've seen video of this.
Also new at 11, a tense confrontation in Martinez. Now, this morning,
show the whole
activists painted
thing
a
here,
large Black Lives Matter mural
idea
in front of the county courthouse. The city gave permission for the message to be painted there. A matter of hours later, a man and a woman show up and started painting over the letters with black paint, as you can see. The pair started arguing with activists, shouting that all lives matter, and police killings are the result of suspects resisting arrest. Witnesses say they were incensed.
Well, I was thinking, I can't believe that this is happening right in front of my face. I expected something to happen. I didn't know what it was, but when I saw this happening, I got a little bit excited, and tried to make sure to get in and film everything that happened.
Martinez police investigating activists were able to record the license plate number of the couple's truck.
Yeah, it's a shame they didn't capture any of the actual exchange there, because there's some pretty funny shit said during that exchange.
It's a little bit weird that this happened in fucking San Francisco. Like, there are fucking conservatives everywhere in California, but typically, like, especially in San Francisco, the conservatives are pretty low key.
Well,
like, you don't see them out there fucking sloshing paint over a mural and shit usually. So it's a little strange.
Yeah, it is a little bit weird. Let me see if I can find a more full video of this.
A Black Lives Matter mural
incident.
in Martinez, California was...
No, more commentary.
More commentary. How do you feel about it?
Everybody's got to have their comments. Like us.
Yeah. I don't really know about it being a hate crime. I just think they should make them both go out there. Like, I don't care about like some like they need to go to jail. Just make them go out there and fix the fucking sign. That should just be their punishment. I'm just a big fan of the punishment fit the crime. Like, you guys have to go fix the sign now. That's your fucking court settlement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here's some
Or they have
shit.
to go paint another sign like that. Like, you know, just stupid shit. I don't even know what the. Yeah, we're covering the sign up.
They're not even really. They don't even really seem very, very good at it.
No,
They're not.
That's
They're
also
fucking
that's not even enough paint to do it.
Yeah,
nowhere
no.
near.
This was like a hasty plan here.
Yeah, this is not.
Not well
This was
thought
not
out.
well thought out at all.
Yeah, the narrative of police brutality, the narrative of oppression, the narrative of racism, it's a lie. America's great.
It's kind of hard to make that case while you're literally like painting over a thing that says Black Lives Matter. It's kind
That's a lie. Excuse me while I deface the sign.
Excuse me while I deface this thing that says that Black Lives Matter. You know,
And somebody's desperate for the internet fame. So
yeah, this
I
guy in his mind is like, oh yeah, we're gonna fucking post this, and all of our fucking like pro-Trump people are gonna be so fucking like, whoa, you guys are cool, and get like pat their backs and stuff, get all kind of brownie points.
This is racism is what it is. That's what it is. There is no oppression. There is no racism.
There's no racism?
Wait a minute. This is racist is what this is. There is no oppression. There is no racism. There's no. So wait, which is it? Is the Black Lives Matter sign racist, or is there no such thing as racism?
She's saying that the sign itself is racist.
Right, but then he says, like, in the next breath, there's no racism.
Well, that racism does exist, but only
against white people.
Yeah.
Only against white Trump supporting, God fearing motherfuckers like himself is racism a thing.
Yeah. I mean, it was just kind of weird. It's like, so are you just mad that you can't be the victim in this? Is that really what the problem here is? Is that,
boner?
What's that?
Does he have a boner?
Yeah, I think he does. Look, he's fucking clutching his
hard,
boner, dude.
It's a
What the
leftist
hell?
lie.
Nah, just conservatives just have way bigger dicks than
No, dude.
cucks,
I
dude.
think I saw a little boner poking up.
He's got a fucking boner doing this shit. What the fuck, dude?
Oh no,
He's got his hand in there playing with it.
Yeah, he's doing a little pocket pool.
There is no racism.
He's like grabbing his dick.
He's playing with his dick.
Wait a
dude.
minute, his hand is fucking touching up on his dick.
There is
Yeah,
no racism.
he's got his cock in his hand. And he's squeezing on it and shit.
What
Does
the
he,
fuck?
like, have a fetish? Oh, dude.
He's hard as a motherfucker. Look, he's got a boner.
He's got like a racism fetish,
He's
dude.
got a fucking boner, dude.
He's got boner.
He's got a boner.
Holy fuck, dude. Why is this not the top story? Man with boner paints fucking Black Lives Matter sign.
No, but you can be.
Dude, he grabbed it, putting his fucking. He's playing pocket pool, man.
This shit in fucking New York. This is not happening in my town.
Fucking serious, dude.
It's not happening.
To see these like hardcore Trumpies like speaking in their California accent. There's no racism, man. There's no there's no police brutality. It's a narrative, man. Make America great again, dude.
Dude. Whoa.
Dude, he is chubbed all the way up doing this.
Okay, so that's the video that we saw close up of the dude.
That's what I said. Oh, really? All lives matter, you fucking punk.
All lives matter, you fucking punk. Or what did he say, punk? Or did he say chump? I couldn't hear what he said.
I think he said punk.
Fucking keep America great again. That's right.
Keep America great again. That's
Keep Amer-
right.
What? Keep America.
Keep America great again, bitch.
You know, it's keep America great. It's not great again. What?
It's either make America great again or keep America great. even Trump fucking himself is not so grammatically retarded as to fucking say, keep America great again.
Dude, even those like little dogs there are kind of like, what the hell is this dude doing?
Proclamation Act. Yeah, that's right. Abraham Lincoln. You're only free because of our forefathers.
You're not fucking from America. You're fucking colonizers. Your ancestors are from here. So don't tell me
What a fun scene.
Yeah.
She said that there were colonizers and that African people were from this continent.
I don't know. I didn't hear nothing about African people being from this continent.
So
But
listen to it right at the end.
yeah, I heard the thing about the colonizers, but I didn't hear anything about black people being here as like the original indigenous people of America. But we can listen again.
You're only free because of our forefathers.
You're not fucking from America. You're fucking colonizers. Your ancestors are from here. So don't tell
Africans are from here, is what I heard.
Yeah, your Africans are from.
Africans are from here.
No.
What? No.
Equally wrong. Unless you're a Native American, unless you're actually like a Native American, you don't get to play that card.
America. Two morons shouting political nonsense at each other in the street.
You call that Abraham Lincoln big friend?
Well, I can tell you why it becomes that. It's usually because someone starts yelling and then someone gets pissed off and starts yelling back. And then it's just like, you know how that is. It's just two fucking pissed off people yelling. It's like, it goes nowhere. It goes nowhere fast.
Yeah, Mary Kay Letourneau. Did we skip one? No, we didn't. Okay.
No.
Mary Kay Letourneau, who I saw her trending yesterday, and it's like, who is that again? And I'm like, oh yeah,
she banged her sixth grade student.
Who married student she sexually assaulted, dies of cancer. Seattle, Washington. Mary Kay Letourneau, a former teacher who was convicted of raping a 12-year-old male student that she later ended up marrying, died on Tuesday of cancer at the age of 58, according to reports. Letourneau's lawyer, David Gerke, tells King 5 that Letourneau died of stage 4 cancer. It was expected, but sad anyway. She was a good person. Letourneau became notorious in the mid-1990s when it was revealed that she'd been sexually assaulting a 12-year-old student, Via Falua, I don't know, who was a 6th grader at Shorewood Elementary in Burien, Washington. She was initially sentenced to 3 months in jail as part of a plea agreement in 1997, in which she said she would no longer have any contact with Fuyalo, whatever the fuck. Do you know how to pronounce this guy's fucking name?
Falau. His name was Vili Falau.
Vili Falau. She gave birth to Falau's child while awaiting sentencing. However, shortly after being released from jail, she was found in a car having sex with Falau. A judge then sentenced her to 7 years in prison. She gave birth to a second child while in prison. After being released, Letourneau and Falau were married in 2005. The couple were then divorced in 2019. Letourneau had 4 children from a previous marriage. Okay. What a sordid tale.
Yeah.
A lot of the headlines, by the way, did not use the word sexually assault or even rape. A lot of the headlines, even now, are like talk about this, like who had an affair with a student, you know.
Yeah.
It's like
definitely how it was covered back then.
Oh yeah, for that, yes, 100% then. But even now, many of the headlines in this story are like, oh, she had an affair.
It just shows you the bias and how bias goes in different directions.
I'm sure that that same language would be used in the reverse of the situation, right? So
yeah, I'm sure if it was a 12-year-old girl and it was her PE teacher, like, dude, there've been stories like this, and like it's been like a nationwide manhunt, and like this guy needs to fucking rot in jail. They need to bury him underneath the jail. Like what? Like no.
Oh, she had a tryst with a student,
and she only ended up getting initially 3 months. She did more time because she literally left the jail and wouldn't fuck this fucking kid again. So it's like she basically was like just begging to go. Like, come on, please put me in prison.
Yep. Crazy story.
I'd like to go prison.
It was
I guess Oh, go ahead.
It was a pretty big story at the time. I kind of remember it. It was I was a little bit young to even be paying attention to the news or whatever. So I was kind of like not really super aware of it, but I do remember it.
I was a little older, so I remember it being on every like there were daily updates about it for a couple of weeks. And then when they got married, it all reappeared again. And the whole sordid case got thrown back through, because everybody's got to recap what happened. In case you don't remember, like, how could we forget?
Yeah, you know guys like barraged us with it for a week and a half.
Now the name Mary Kay Letourneau, as soon as you said that, I was like, oh, that's that chick that boned her student and then married him. Like her name.
It took me a minute because I was, like I said, a little younger. So I was like, huh.
No, I didn't want to interrupt you, but like her name, she was on the news so much that her name is burned into my head. And so is the student's name, Villy Falau, because I heard it a billion times on the news.
Oh, yeah. I remember even back then, though, you heard it actually a lot more back then. You still hear it now, but like back then, I think it was even worse. Like this whole like, so what? Kid's lucky.
Dude, are
Kid's
you fucking
lucky?
Oh yeah. Well, that's the way it always works out when it's a dude.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
when it's a male that gets sexually assaulted by their female teacher, they're just like, damn, every dude's dream. But if a 12-year-old fucking 6th grade girl gets fucked by her male math teacher or whatever the fuck, it's a completely different story.
Nuh-uh. I mean, in this case, though, we can say true love did prevail. I mean, they were married for 14 years.
There's absolutely no way that a dude that fucked a 12-year-old student would get a 3-month sentence.
No. He would probably get life.
Yeah, he'd probably be in jail for at least 10 to fucking 20 years.
Maybe if he was a billionaire. But there are not too many billionaire teachers.
Maybe it was Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
It was get taken out in fucking jail. I remember my dad telling us a story about a guy when he was in jail. He was held in lockup, and he was talking to this guy, and like this boy really knew the rules of like how jails functioned and shit. But like the guy was like, "What's this guy in here for?" He's like, and he found out. He talked to the guy. The guy told him some bullshit day, and some guys like later told him like, "No, that guy was in here for fucking like raping like 2 6-year-olds." And in Louisiana, the penalty for that is death. So it's like. I'll tell you what. I mean, that's obviously not the same case as this one, but it's taken a lot more seriously when you reverse these roles.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I mean, you still see that fucking shit cropping up even today though with this kind of story. I mean, it's less prevalent, but you even now if you hear a story about like. Because this is far from the first, last teacher to fucking
it happens all the
do
time.
this. And you hear about it still, and you still always see these people that crop up and are like, and make justifications for it. So it's pretty fucking crazy. But, man, I remember back in the day, like I'm not talking about like internet personality shit. I mean, like they're mainstream fucking political and like news voices that are like, just like mocking the story and just like taking like the tact of like, well,
the idea is based
every boy's dream.
That like all teenage and nearly teenage boys are just horny all the time and all they want to do is fuck. And so this teacher basically did them a favor. Now, the inverse is usually true. Hormones affect people of both sexes. And boys are just as, if not less, capable of offering consent because boys develop slower than girls do. Mentally and maturity wise. So I'm not exactly sure why this person got a 3-month prison sentence and got out in time to marry the dude. Like, fuck, what the fuck?
Yeah, 7 years later, then I believe it was like when she got out and he was over 18. It's like, yep, now they can legally be
She
together.
only got 7 years because she fucking like literally did it again after being caught. So.
It's crazy. I think we all just think it's crazy for the obvious reason that we've already stated, that we know that if it was reversed, this would not be the case.
Anywho, that's the final story for you plebs.
Fuck out of here, plebs.
Get the fuck lost. If you want to see the rest of the show, become a patron.
Closing time.
You already know the deal. You've known that we've told you at the end of every show. If you're still too stupid to do it, that's on you.
Plebs, you don't have to go home, but you just can't stay here.
You can't stay here. Here's a positivity story.
Yes.
Yeah! Joey Chestnut wins men's Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest title.
Dude, I was rooting for Joey Chestnut.
Hey, look, were they socially distanced? And a world record, too? Oh, fuck, dude.
Joey fucking Chestnut here, you know what I'm saying, eh? Saturday afternoon, the top competitive eaters gathered together to take part in a beloved 4th of July tradition. Joey Chestnut and his peers took the stage for the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest. The reigning champion had the opportunity to break his all-time record while eating 1,000 career hot dogs ingested, and he achieved both en route to another victory. Chestnut faced a stacked list of competitors on Saturday, ranging in age and size. This roster included 2019's runner-up, Darren Breeden. However, he did not let the pressure disrupt his competition. Chestnut continued to scarf down hot dogs and buns in his protective bubble while aiming for a record of 75 hot dogs in 10 minutes. He got the 75th and final hot dog in his mouth just shy of the 10-minute cutoff and claimed yet another mustard belt in his iconic career.
Damn.
This feat sparked celebrations on social media and in homes around the country.
Dude, I know there was a celebration at my pad. Didn't I invite you guys to that?
Oh, yeah.
Joey Chestnut party.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, he's won multiple years. He won in 2006, 2007. Guess he didn't win in 2008.
Makes me want some Nathan's fucking all beef hot dogs.
Oh, I'm going to go eat some hot dogs right after this fucking show, knowing this shit. Look at that.
Yeah.
75 hot dogs. That's got to be hell.
I mean, dude, he's pushed the boundaries, too.
Can you imagine the shit he has to take?
Dude, I don't even fucking know. He must get his colon cleansed.
That must be like fucking like a 2-day hibernation followed by a 3-hour shit.
A lot of these competitive eaters like puke afterwards.
Like they will, like they're just like
hang around
bulimia.
for long enough to like collect their trophy or whatever, and then they're like, "Well, bye, folks," and they go to immediately and throw up half of it.
I wouldn't blame them because I mean, this is brutal. Think about trying to pass all that through your fucking body. So let's see. Last week I did 8 pounds of cucumbers, Chestnut said. He clarified that his training consists of eating healthy throughout the week before taking part in a weekly cheat meal. This feast is when the reigning champ works on bulk eating. Chestnut also explained that he couldn't practice competitive eating with hot dogs, pizza, or hamburgers. If he did, he would be 400 pounds and would not be able to control his breathing. That's the toughest part. I know that the footage is forever lost for whatever reason, and I guess we can never do it again because the restaurant's now closed. But when we ate those crazy super big hot dogs, the hardest part I found was trying to find time to breathe.
Yeah,
so totally brutal.
I don't know. I wasn't feeling myself that day. I'm kind of glad that footage got lost because I did poorly.
I'm not, because I fucking dominated.
Yeah, I think,
so you say. I don't know if I have that recollection, TJ.
Oh, I do. I fucking destroyed both of you.
I was pretty close.
I devastated both of you. The only one that was even close to me was Stevie, but he sucked too.
He was pretty close to you. You beat him by like
he was garbage compared to me. Garbage. It was really the toppings that fucked me over more than anything. It's hard to get all those toppings down. If it was all hot dog, I would have dominated.
I do not know, unless you're someone like Joey Chestnut, how the fuck you would eat that fucking hot dog. There was like 4 pounds.
Well, they said that when I was there eating the hot dog, they said that the record, some YouTube eater came through there and fucking ate the same hot dog in like 1 minute and 40 seconds or some shit. I'm like, how the fuck?
I don't know.
Like, I guess some people just don't need to chew or something. I don't know how the fuck you do it.
If you want to look at what, like, I actually watched one of these dudes, this competitive eater guy, Randy Santel. He's made a YouTube career of basically like traveling around to these restaurants that have the
challenges.
Yeah. And beating them.
Right.
And he's got like 1,000 wins worldwide or some shit under his belt plus.
Yeah.
And the dude eats like a fucking machine. He never stops to breathe. It's weird. Like he must do some circular breathing or some shit.
Yeah, he must just like take like micro breaths in between bites or something.
Damn. Some people just got that talent, man. They can just eat a lot of fucking food and quick.
I don't know, but God bless these motherfuckers, man. That's all I can say. God bless them. Ooh, speaking of God, this is awesome. Depp's Den. Shock new pics reveal Johnny Depp's chaotic, drug-fueled, boozy life with cocaine and whiskey for breakfast.
Oh, snap.
Johnny Depp is awesome, dude. So here's just a fucking picture of, like, here's what's going on in Johnny Depp's fucking world. So here's just a fucking scene, like a typical morning Johnny Depp's house. So here's his Depp-branded drug box. It says property of JD. It's got a skull and crossbone. 4 lines of cocaine lined up on the table.
Those are just sugar that spilled as he was making his coffee.
Making his morning oatmeal or whatever. Johnny Depp's credit card. Okay. So obviously you know, whatever you use that to get the sugar in neat little lines.
It looks like an ID. That doesn't look like a credit card.
Well, whatever. It says credit card. I'm just reading what the caption says, Scotty.
Okay.
So there's whiskey here, which I don't think Johnny Depp is sitting down and drinking like a giant glass of whiskey. There might be some whiskey in this, but it doesn't even look like the color of whiskey. So
maybe like a whiskey sour or something.
Yeah, I mean, like it might be a whiskey-based drink of some kind, but that is not just a glass of whiskey.
Yeah, most people don't drink whiskey that way, so yeah, I have to agree with you.
I don't think that's whiskey. If anything, it looks like it might be some kind of cider or something, but whatever.
He's got tobacco.
There's tobacco there. And I guess there's a Keith Richards CD. Well, look how that's like part of like the evidence against him or whatever. Is like Keith Richards CD. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, that's like the most appropriate thing to have by your drug stash. Is you have a Keith Richards fucking CD, and there's a bag, and that bag's probably filled with drugs too. So good job, Johnny.
And there's Johnny Depp passed out on the floor. There's the bed right there that he could be lying in, but instead he's laying with his head on the shelf.
He was more comfortable.
And then the other pictures are not really much of anything.
There's something not right about that. It seems very stagey to me.
Stagey? What, you think he staged the picture against himself?
Like, go back to that first. Like, look at this. Like, everything you need to incriminate him and indict him is just all laid out right there.
Yeah.
That is true.
Like, yep, that's his credit card. There's some coke. There's a drug box or whatever the fuck it is that they're alleging that is, which I don't know if that's true or not. There's a glass of quote unquote whiskey that looks like a fucking Arnold Palmer. Tobacco, which I don't know how that indicts him. And Keith Richards, I don't know how that indicts him either.
You know how it goes.
Dude,
seems like
Paul, look, I hear what you're saying, man. But dude, the Keith Richards CD pulls it all together for me. I see that CD and I'm like, dude, he was listening to this. Was he listening to Keith Richards and not getting fucked up and his Johnny Depp? I don't know if I believe that.
So there's a bruise on Amber Heard's arm, I guess.
From Johnny Depp socking her or what?
That's supposed to be where he like grabbed her or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, of course that's possible, but you could also get a bruise from almost anything else.
The High Court earlier heard how Depp was meant to be filming a documentary about the Rolling Stones guitarist when he started snorting more and more lines of cocaine. Heard and her sister, Whitney Henriquez, tried for 4 hours to get Depp to make his way to the set, but he refused to leave, it was claimed. Whitney claimed she arrived at the home the next morning. Depp had been downing whiskey, and there was broken glass and cigarette butts littering the floor. The trial, where Depp is suing The Sun for labeling him a wife-beater in a 2018 article. By the way, we're reading this in The Sun, so, you know.
Right.
Was also shown a picture of Depp apparently unconscious on the floor next to his bed. Heard took the picture in July 2013 in a bid to shock her husband into getting off drink and drugs, the court heard.
I mean, what who does drugs like that? Like, who carefully pours out the whiskey, carefully cuts out the coke?
Johnny Depp, you know,
everything just so that.
Yeah, and then he just walks away from it too. You know, like he puts all these lines of coke together and then just walks away for this photo to be taken. You know,
let me ask you guys a question.
That's how I do my coke.
If me and you and Paul are gonna drink a bunch of fucking whiskey and get drunk. Now, look, we might have like some solo cups or something, but it usually gets to the point where it's like, here's the bottle. You know what I mean? Like. I mean, or you're throwing shots back, dude. No one's fucking filling a cup up like this, just right to the tippy top, not taking a sip out of it. Like, who's going to put all their coke in lines like that? They're going to put their coke out when they want to do a fucking line.
So this is what Johnny Depp had to say about that photo of him passed out, which last I checked, being passed out is not a crime, but whatever. Sasha Wass, QC for The Sun, asked Depp, "That's you passed out, isn't it?" He replied, "I appear to be sleeping. Passed out? I don't know." Mr. Wass said, "Well, there's a bed right there. Why are you sleeping on the floor? You're fully clothed, your shoes are not on, and your head does not seem to be in a very comfortable position." Depp said, "It's hard to tell, but there's something there which looks like a cushion, which my head is resting on. It looks like my head is on a cushion." Mr. Wass replied, "It looks like a solid object to me. It's clearly a solid rectangular object." Depp said, "I can't distinguish that. I'm not sure what it is." Going back to the photo, I mean, I understand, you know, why you're, but I mean, you know, that's his head is on the shelf.
Dude, there's a cushion. Enhanced.
There's no cushion.
I see the cushion, dude.
I see. There's no cushion.
I see the cushion. I fucking see it.
But I mean, like, Johnny Depp is allowed to be passed out on the floor if he wants, you know, like.
Dude, that was the most comfortable. TJ, look, I maintain that was the most comfortable position for him to sleep in that night.
Yeah, that's just how he fucking rolls, man.
Dude, if she's this out of control fucking cokehead, and all she's got is this ultra staged picture and a picture of him sleeping on the floor, she better like come correct with some more shit, because this ain't gonna work. Like, I don't know, dude. I'm not sold. Like, if you're living with a totally fucking out of control alcoholic cokehead and you're documenting shit, you're gonna have way more pictures than this one stagey fucking 4 lines and a big whiskey glass thing.
Look.
And one like innocuous picture of Johnny Depp sleeping on the fucking floor. Maybe his fucking back hurt.
Yeah, or maybe he just got drunk and fucking passed out. I mean, like, who cares?
Yeah,
it's not,
he got fucked up.
There's no one's
Johnny Depp loves drugs.
Yeah,
I don't know whose concern it is. You know what I mean?
Suddenly
he's allowed to pass out on the floor if he wants.
But yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying. Suddenly, then it's like also he gets divorced from Amber Heard, this woman, and suddenly he's like a total abusive piece of shit. Which I'm not saying is impossible. It just doesn't seem likely, and there's not anyone else corroborating it besides someone that's locked in a long, acrimonious legal battle with him.
I mean, yeah, it's a fucking breakup. It's like a divorce, which already can be the most acrimonious, horrible things ever, and then
super public too.
Right, super public. So I'm not calling it one way or the other. I mean, he might be guilty as fucking sin, but that fucking, especially that first picture, that just looks, I don't know, dude. It looks staged to me.
It doesn't look very natural. I will say that.
Because, like, remember he said he was working on a documentary about Keith Richards, and there's a Keith Richards CD there. So it's almost like they wanted to make it look like he was like snorting coke all night, prepping for that Keith Richards thing, and drinking glasses of whiskey all night with his Depp drug box perfectly arranged.
Yeah.
There's just something about this picture that screams insincere, but whatever.
Oh, you know how it goes.
Maybe he's just really meticulous with his drug use. We don't know.
And I ain't moved by this picture of him passed out either. So, I don't know. I guess the bruise on her arm is a little worrying.
I think it's because, you know, what you're saying, for you to believe that narrative about Johnny Depp being this out of control guy is that the evidence would just be so free flowing that it wouldn't be like, oh, this is what we've got. It would be like, here's a catalog of the fucked up shit he's done.
You'd have pictures of him like passed out in the swimming pool wearing the American flag as a diaper. You'd have pictures of him with like clothespins on his nipples, charging through the house like a bull. You know, wrapping himself up like a mummy in fucking toilet paper and running around the house. Like, you'd have so much crazy shit.
Speaking of crazy shit, Mary Trump's book accuses the president of embracing cheating as a way of life. The president's niece, Mary L. Trump, is the first to break ranks with the family and release a tell-all memoir.
So he was trying to stop this book.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's actually coming out early. Mary L. Trump, President Trump's niece, plans to publish a tell-all family memoir next week describing how a decades-long history of darkness, dysfunction, and brutality turned her uncle into a reckless leader who, according to her publisher, Simon & Schuster, now threatens the world's health, economic security, and social fabric. The book, Too Much and Never Enough, How My Family Created the World's Most Dangerous Man, depicts a multi-generational saga of greed, betrayal, and internecine, I don't even know that word, tension, and seeks to explain how President Trump's position in one of New York's wealthiest and most infamous real estate empires helped him acquire what Miss Trump has referred to as twisted behaviors, attributes like seeing other people in monetary terms and practicing cheating as a way of life. So here's some examples. Cheating on a college entrance test. Apparently, according to this book, paid someone else to take his entrance exam for him.
I totally believe that.
No way that ever happened.
Here's a messed up one. Sending a brother to a hospital alone. It has long been part of the Trump family lore that the eldest child of Fred Trump Sr., Fred Trump Jr., who was better known as Freddie, was the black sheep of the dynasty. Freddie Trump was a handsome, garrulous man and a heavy drinker who, after a miserable experience working for his father, left his job in real estate to pursue a passion for flying, becoming a pilot for Trans World Airlines. Donald Trump has often remarked that his brother's departure from the family business opened up space for him to move in and succeed. For me, it worked very well, Mr. Trump told the New York Times during his presidential campaign about serving under his father. For Fred, it was something that it wasn't something that was going to work. Fred Trump Sr. could be brutal to his namesake, shouting at him once as a group of employees looked on. Donald is worth 10 of you, Miss Trump writes.
Damn.
Freddie Trump died in 1981 from an alcohol-induced heart attack when he was 42. And Miss Trump tells the story in her book about how his family sent him to the hospital alone on the night of his death. No one went with him, Miss Trump writes. Donald Trump, she added, went to see a movie.
That's pretty fucked up.
No principles, a sister says. Even at the start of Mr. Trump's campaign, his sister, Marianne Trump Berry, a retired federal appeals court judge, had deep reservations about his fitness for office, Ms. Trump writes. He's a clown. This will never happen, she quotes her aunt as saying during one of their regular lunches in 2015. Just after Mr. Trump announced he was running for president, Marianne Trump was particularly baffled by support for her brother among evangelical Christians, according to the book. The only time Donald went to church was when the cameras were there. Miss Trump quotes her aunt as saying, "It's mind-boggling. But that's all about his base. He has no principles. None."
I mean, that's all just scuttlebutt
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, like, come on.
Shit talk.
But I don't know. I feel like you would know. I feel like it counts for something in my world simply because I think she's probably telling the truth when she says he never went to church and that his religion is totally put upon. I didn't really need her to tell me that. I kind of already knew it, or at least strongly suspected it.
That's what most of these Trump books are like nowadays. I feel like we have a good grasp of
who the fuck he is.
Yeah.
Miss Trump, a clinical psychologist, asserts that her uncle has all 9. Well, she's not a fucking. Oh, she is a clinical psychologist. It just said that. I'm a moron. All 9 clinical criteria for being a narcissist, and yet she notes even that label does not capture the full array of the president's psychological troubles. The fact is, she writes, Donald's pathologies are so complex and his behaviors are so often inexplicable that coming up with an accurate and comprehensive diagnosis would require a full battery of psychological and neurophysical tests that he'll never sit for. At another point, she says, Donald has been institutionalized for most of his adult life, so there's no way to know how he would thrive or even survive on his own in the real world. Oh, my God. That is an interesting thought experiment. Like, what would that even look like? Like other critics of the president, Miss Trump takes issue with, in the book, with the notion that Mr. Trump is a strategic thinker who operates according to a specific agenda or organized principles. He doesn't, she writes. Donald's ego has been and is a fragile and inadequate barrier between him and the real world, which, thanks to his father's money and power, he never had to negotiate by himself. Yeah.
Tell me something I don't know.
Yeah, this is all. Look, this is like obviously
the stuff
like,
about his brother is a revelation, I guess. I didn't know that.
It's mainly salacious stuff. It's like little insider tidbits of like, oh, Donald Trump, when I was growing up as a kid, he was a real piece of shit. I mean, it's like the Bolton book.
I want to hear more fucking. I want to hear more fucking shit I didn't already know.
I'll tell you what, though, this book's gonna sell a ton of copies. So yet again, the fucking media, like Simon and Schuster, whoever was putting this book out, are fucking geniuses. Getting this woman to talk like, "Oh, you're estranged, but you have the last name Trump." The book's gonna sell like crazy.
Yeah, it's like Obama's like half brother that fucking hates him. Like,
I think Obama's half brother being like, he is from Kenya. You know what I mean? Buy the book.
Yeah, I mean, like Obama does have a half brother that like shit talks him all the time, like Malik Obama or some bullshit. I forget the dude's name. Oh, shit. Paul left.
Oh, Paul's gone.
Paul was sick of our shit. He's like, I'm fucking done with this. I'm going. I'm out of here. Welcome back, Pewall.
Nice of you to join us, Paul.
Or not. Maybe not.
Paul is not back.
Paul is dead.
I think Paul's reading this book right now.
Yeah, Paul's off there reading this book. Jerking off.
This fucking, he's like, oh God, what did Donald do next? And then one time, Donald was asked to take the dog for a walk, and he just let it run through Central Park, and it was hit by a car. Oh God, he's so bad.
Oh, he's a bad man.
Fucking Donald's horrible.
He's a nasty, bad man. All right. Jackson, Mississippi, votes to remove statue of President Andrew Jackson from City Hall.
Cool.
And is Paul actually back this time?
I think so, yeah. That was weird. I got like booted out the room.
Yeah, we kicked you out because you're fucking stupid. We're just like, fuck Paul.
I'm going to bash your fucking skull in with a tire iron the next time I see you, TJ.
You're so mean, Paul. Jackson, Mississippi votes to remove statue of President Andrew Jackson from City Hall.
Uh-huh.
You going to change the name of this town, too?
It might be a good idea, yeah.
Like Columbus,
more representative of, you know, the bygone era that they're trying to fucking get past than this fucking statue is.
Yeah, Columbus, Ohio. Looking at you as well.
Oh shit, dude, yeah.
Jackson, Mississippi will remove a huge bronze statue of former President Andrew Jackson from City Hall grounds. The city council voted Tuesday. Elected officials of Mississippi's capital city voted 5-1 to relocate the monument honoring its namesake. Councilman Abby Foote, the only Republican on the council, dissented, according to NBC affiliate WLBT in Jackson. Mayor Chokwe A. Lumumba, a Democrat, said the vote will help divorce the name of the city from the legacy of a brutal owner of enslaved people who was instrumental in initiating the Trail of Tears against indigenous people. While removing a statue does little to change our condition as oppressed people, we should not have to constantly encounter the likeness of those who profited off the blood, sweat, and despair of our ancestors or see them immortalized as honorable, the mayor said in a statement. Andrew Jackson was a real piece of shit fucking president.
A very sickly president, too.
Yeah. I briefly dated a girl with some Native American heritage or whatever, and she fucking hated Andrew Jackson.
Well, yeah, but he's the one who fucking oversaw
it was the Trail of Tears and shit. So, I mean, like, there's a song by the band Corporate Avenger that I know no one's ever fucking heard of, but there's like a chorus in one of the things about like if Hitler was on the $20 bill, how would the Jews feel? Because it's kind of almost the equivalent of that.
He was also the first president to really like expand presidential power by just doing something.
Yeah,
I can't remember what it was. But
he defied the Supreme Court for one thing, because the Supreme Court ruled that that the contracts with the Native Americans were valid, and Andrew Jackson's like, fuck you. No, they're not. I'm president.
And he went back to Greek philosophy. He went back to fucking do not command what you cannot enforce. It's pretty much what he told them, like, I'm not enforcing that, and I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. And how are you gonna stop me?
Yeah, so
and they're right. He's like, no, I really can't stop you.
So they're pretty much like he fucking presided over like kind of a breakdown of like checks and balances, and really acted more like a despot than a president.
Yeah,
which we've unfortunately seen others. I mean, this is the president that Trump has a this is like his model as president. So
everybody gets to pick a portrait,
right? And he chose Andrew Jackson, pretty much the most evil president we've had. So
yeah.
So yeah, that's not shocking at all.
No, not at all.
I have no problem with this piece of shit's statue being moved to like a museum or somewhere like a more neutral location that's not about veneration.
Like I ain't about to claim that I'm some Civil War fucking expert, but I know quite a bit about it. Like I've learned about it in school, read a book about it, seen a couple documentaries about it, seen some dramatizations about it. I know the names of some battles and shit. Dude, I can't think of one scrap of information about the Civil War that I learned from one of these fucking statues. So I don't understand where this whole like it's our history.
Yeah, we don't preserve history through statues, so it's kind of
there's not a big golden statue of fucking Hitler in the middle of Germany. You know what I mean?
Like, hey, if we take down this statue, people will forget the lessons of history. You know,
we can't take down the statue. It is our history. They're like rightfully run from their horrible fucking history.
I mean, in Berlin, the city itself has a number of monuments. For the exact reason people were talking about, to remind them about the dangers of fascism and the Holocaust and all that shit. So, I mean, look, the city council voted if they want to remove the statue. I mean, that's what they want to do. I mean, it's a fucking statue. I mean, it doesn't fucking at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter that much. It really doesn't. Just take the fucking statue down, leave the statue up if that's what people want. But they fucking voted, and that's it. I mean, like. We waste so much time arguing about petty shit about these fucking statues. Man, this statue deserves to be up. This statue, it's like, who fucking cares? There's way more pressing problems than these fucking statues.
Yeah. Just create like a nationally funded, centrally located statues of old racists museum.
Yeah,
and then just put all these motherfuckers in there. And you can walk through and venerate your forefathers that all exterminated the Indians and hated black people and owned slaves and fought to have people remain slaves and raped slaves and tortured slaves and killed slaves.
Paul, you got to remember, they only remember the good shit. Like he protected America. You know, because they don't want to actually have a real conversation because they're not disputing what he did. It's just, he was a really good president. It's like, he did good things, and the country did better when he was president.
He was good.
Like, okay. So what?
So Chris Hemsworth reveals insanely physical transformation plan to become Hulk Hogan.
Oh damn! They making a Hulk Hogan movie?
Yeah, I wonder if if they're gonna cover the racist aspects of Hulk Hogan in the movie.
Yeah, is he gonna be a long racist?
Bubba the Love Sponge shit. You mean,
actor Chris Hemsworth is about to embark on an insanely physical transformation while becoming Hulk Hogan. Hemsworth claimed he has put on more size than the amount he had to do for Thor. An interview with Total Film, according to a report published by Sunday. By comic book. Okay. Chris Hemsworth on preparing for Hulk Hogan biopic. As you can imagine, the preparation for the role will be insanely physical. I will have to put on more size than I ever have before, even more than I put on for Thor. Yeah, I mean...
Well, brother, you better be using some vitamin S.
Dude, he was like a bodybuilder level dude, so yeah.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth's going to have to get...
Hulk Hogan did all kinds.
I don't think Chris Hemsworth is going to be able to get quite as jacked as Hulk Hogan was, but...
No.
You don't think he's going to be able to get the fucking 16-inch pythons?
Not unless they're...
23-inch pythons.
If he just takes steroids, maybe. I don't think he should, but, This movie is going to be a really fun project, Hemsworth said. As you can imagine, the preparation for the role will be insanely physical. I had to put on more size than ever before, blah, blah, blah. We already read that. There is the accent as well as the physicality and the attitude.
Yeah, this dude, like, he has like an Australian or a New Zealand accent or something by, you know.
I don't know where.
So, like, I don't know, man. Is he going to be able to pull off a fucking Hogan?
Man, that's tough, dude.
I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, I'll give him a chance. You know, we'll have to see a trailer or something.
Yeah, he's from Australia, but yeah, he could. I think he could do it. I don't know.
Like Thor just had like a general kind of British sound.
Yeah, British. Yeah.
So we know he can do that, but can he like fucking reach deep and do the brothers and the fucking Hulkamaniacs and the
what you gonna do when Hulkamania runs wild on you, brother? Yeah, I mean, also the energy level, because those 80, like Hulk Hogan, his peak was like over the top with energy. So like, yeah,
he was juicing, he was fucking doing a bunch of coke.
Yeah, I mean, he was the quintessential like 80s symbol of like 80s America, dude.
I hope he does. I hope that they get into like the pasta mania and shit, and
his fucking failed movie career. Yeah,
plot twist. Those 4 lines laid out on Johnny Depp's table were for Chris Hemsworth, dude, for prepping for this role.
Hell yeah.
I don't blame him. He's gonna need more. He better get more coke if that's his fucking plan.
I will also have to do a deep dive into the rabbit hole of the wrestling world, which I'm really looking forward to doing, Hemsworth added. The actor also said he will be dyeing his hair blonde and adding balding plus a mustache to really complete. I mean, yeah, you gotta look like fucking Hulk Hogan if you can play fucking Hulk Hogan. No shit. Yeah, you're gonna have to do the skullet.
Well,
hey, man.
Thing to see. I mean, whether he can pull it off or not. I mean, I'm going to be a pretty harsh critic of this. As a kid that grew up watching Hulk Hogan, like in the time that he was actually popular and shit.
Right.
So I'm going to be pretty critical of this. But if he can pull it off, I'm willing to watch it.
Well, I mean, dude, as you should be. As you should be.
I mean, this is kind of like a thing where if he pulls it off, great. But if he doesn't,
oh man,
also pretty fucking great. I'll be honest with you. I mean, it's either gonna be like, wow, he's.
Does it become like The Room then, where it's like a parody of itself kind of thing?
If it's bad enough, it's gonna just be like hilarious. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
there's no middle ground where it's just like, it just doesn't work. You know, I feel like it's either gonna be like, wow, it really works, or like, holy shit, that does not work. So I don't know. I think either way, we're in for a show. Next, Florida man. Florida man 82 killed 11-year-old girl and her father over a dog dispute.
Jesus. Even the old ones in fucking Florida, you got to watch out for.
Yeah, you don't think that they're out of fucking piss and vinegar just because they're 82.
Dude. It's a state with a lot of guns, Paul. You know, I mean, it doesn't take much to shoot somebody.
All right, so a Florida man angry at having to pay a fine because his dog bit someone, killed an 11-year-old girl and her father by shooting into their home, Port St. Lucie said, according to news reports. Harper Hansman had called 911 to report the shooting. She and her father, Guy Alexander Hansman, 55, are dead, according to WPTV Channel 5. The gunman, Ronald Del Cerro, 82, was also found dead inside his home after he exchanged gunfire with police. An officer was shot in the arm and was treated at the hospital and later released, WPTV reported. Del Cerro was armed with 2 handguns. The violence took place Monday afternoon, the same day Del Cerro's bull mastiff had been declared dangerous in court.
I know exactly what this was. This dude thought he was going to this dude's 82. He's got nothing else to live for. He's going to lose his dog. So he's like, fuck it. He goes over there and kills him and is like, I know they're going to come kill me. Shoots at the police and he's killed. It's basically just him committing suicide and then killing those people first.
It seems like, were these people like even connected to this dog shit, or was he just like literally like, I'll just kill some random people? Because it doesn't seem to actually be, nothing in this article actually ties these people to like the thing with the dog. It just says he was angry, he had to pay a fine because his dog bit someone. And so he killed this
one of them.
Maybe he thought one of them was responsible or something.
Maybe like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, but it doesn't make that clear. So I just don't know. I don't even know if it's connected.
Yeah, this is really. It says read more at. Maybe there's more information on it. This
read more at what?
It says read more at WPTV Channel 5. Maybe there's like.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll look for something else on this.
Yeah, it's not really clear. It's like, did the dog bite one of them? Like the 11-year-old or her dad? So he's mad. He had to pay a fine for that.
Yeah, I want more info on this.
It's just the details are really lacking there, but it seems to me like he thought he was going to lose his dog.
All right, here's maybe a little bit more information.
Went crazy.
Okay, here's an article that has some more info. So we'll see what the fuck. Ronald Del Soro killed 55-year-old, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah. Del Soro then traded gunfire with St. Lucie police, and yeah, he died himself. I believe this to be an intentional act of violence against these neighbors, said Chief Richard Del Toro, the department's assistant police chief, according to WPTV. It's tragic. You can't rationalize irrational behavior. The shooting occurred following a court hearing in which Del Sono's bull mastiff was deemed dangerous, police said. The dog, Roxy, had reportedly bit a woman who lived with Hansman and his daughter back in March. Okay. Ken Mascara, the St. Lucie County sheriff, during a press address, said the shooting occurred after they all came home from court. Mascara said the suspect armed himself and went to the victim's house. It was 11-year-old Harper who called the police amid Monday's shooting incident, according to authorities. An officer. Okay, so basically, like, the dog bit someone who was living with that family at the time, and it doesn't sound like they even still were. So, pretty wild.
Yeah, this guy was just pissed off about how the court had ruled against him and just was like, nope, I'm going to kill him. So, just fucking crazy. Insane, man.
Don't fuck with an 82-year-old Floridian. Because
he's got nothing to live for but his life. He's a vicious dog.
Yeah, don't fuck with a Floridian, period, but especially not an 82-year-old one, because they're already from Florida, so you know they're crazy. And anyone who's 82 has nothing left to lose because they're fucking 82.
I'll tell you what. The dogs giveth and the dog taketh away. Because there was a story that happened, actually made news maybe 2 weeks ago around here. Some woman not far from where I live was mauled by like 2 pit bulls and killed.
Yep.
I mean, these dogs, like some old people with dogs, like sometimes they end up being the victims of these dogs because they're super aggressive animals.
Indeed. Brain problems linked to even mild virus infections study. Potentially fatal COVID-19 complications in the brain, including delirium, nerve damage, and stroke, may be more common than initially thought, a team of British-based doctors has warned Wednesday. Severe COVID-19 infections are known to put patients at risk of neurological complications, but research led by University College London suggests serious problems can occur even in individuals with mild cases of the virus. The team looked at the neurological symptoms of 43 patients hospitalized with either confirmed or suspected COVID-19. They found 10 cases of temporary brain dysfunction, 12 cases of brain inflammation, 8 strokes, and 8 cases of nerve damage. Most of those patients with inflammation were diagnosed with acute disseminated encephalomyelitis, ADEM, a rare condition typically seen in children after viral infections. We identified a higher than expected number of people with neurological conditions such as brain inflammation, which did not always correlate with the severity of respiratory symptoms. Said Michael Zandi, the UCL's Queen Square Institute of Neurology and University College London Hospital's NHS Foundation Trust. Jesus, what a mouthful. The research published in the journal Brain showed that none of the patients diagnosed with neurological problems had COVID-19 in their cerebrospinal fluid, suggesting that the virus did not directly attack their brains.
Damn, so someone doesn't even have to have the severe respiratory symptoms of COVID-19, but their brain is just like under attack from just having the mild symptoms.
Dude, how are people like me who are already crazy going to know if they've got symptoms of this shit?
Paul, you'll never know. You'll never know, dude.
Jesus. It could be eating my brains and I won't know.
I'm pretty sure the collective we here, our brains are totally inflamed and everything else. So we're never going to know. Like, if we had this shit, we're already too dumb. Like, we're never going to fucking solve this mystery.
My brain is inflamed, Scotty. With knowledge.
With knowledge, Paul. I think you're lying, Paul. You're lying. I think TJ's brain has been affected, dude. He's just staring blankly forward. He's like, huh? Does COVID-19 hurt TJ brain? TJ, look, I can put your fucking fears to rest. You haven't like gone anywhere and done anything. I doubt you have COVID-19.
Don't talk to me, you fucking monster. All right.
Oh, shit.
Oops. What happened? Who cares? Oh, here's a... this is a good article, man. This is real smart stuff. Is America heading for civil war? Of course it is.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
In last week's article, I discussed the issue of American balkanization and the rapid migration of conservatives and moderates from large population centers as states that are becoming militant in their progressive ideology. In my home state of Montana, there has been a surge of people trying to escape the chaos and oppression of leftist states.
Let us in, Montana, please. Please, Montana.
Some are here because of the pandemic and the harsh restrictions they had to endure during the first lockdowns. Others are here because they can't stand the hostility of identity politics, cancel culture, and race riots. Either way, they are fleeing places with decidedly leftist influences. Uprooting and moving to an entirely new place is not an easy thing to do, especially in the middle of a pandemic. For many people, such an idea would have been unthinkable only a few years ago. Believe me, moving to a place like the Rocky Mountain Redoubt is not an easy transition for most. Hopefully, these people will understand that they will have to make extensive preparations for the rough winter and be ready to work hard in the spring and summer months to survive. Maybe they don't realize yet how tough it is here. Maybe they know and don't care. That's how bad the situation has become. Rational and reasonable people are willing to leave behind their old life and risk it all to keep a margin of freedom.
This is just...
I love how his argument so far is like, if people are coming here to Montana where it really sucks, that just shows you how desperate people are. In my view, it is clear that the political left has gone so far off the rails into its own cultism that there is no coming back. There can be no reconciliation between the two sides, so we must separate or we must fight. I advocate for separation first for a number of reasons. And he goes on. But yeah, I thought you guys might enjoy this little screed.
I mean, this is just the same shit that we've been hearing about. The South is going to rise again and secede for fucking how many years now? Dude, it really,
pretty much since it lost.
cropped back up during the Obama years. You remember that shit?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, it hasn't left, though.
Is Paul gone? Paul.
What happened?
I don't know.
That was weird. I
thought you might have dropped again.
Yeah, it's not like you dropped.
Weird.
War. Let's just get to the part about the war. War is probably inevitable. Why? Because collectivists and narcissists are never satisfied. They desire unlimited control over the lives of others, and they will use any means to get that control, no matter how destructive. Separating them from them is only a stopgap that allows us to take a superior position. Through peaceful migration, we set the pace of the conflict. Eventually, they will come after us. And there will be no doubt about our response then. There'll be no way to spin the result in their favor. No way for them to play the victims. Some people might question if we are actually to the point of open conflict. They might accuse me of doom-mongering. Others may argue that conservatives are acting passive and will never take any action. These assumptions are common right now because such people do not understand how history progresses and how group psychology evolves.
I mean, this guy's got a narrative, and he's just been a bunch of bullshit.
Oh, God, it goes on. Look how long it goes on.
Yeah, it's just whatever.
All right, I'm going to read the conclusion to you, Paul.
Just fear-mongering.
If humanity is to have a future at all, the second group must continue to exist and prosper. They are the wellspring that feeds us, that gives us something to hope for. If the elites and the social justice mob take control, there could be no future for our species. They desire what they cannot and should not have. They value only what they can take from others. They have a hunger that can never be satiated. They will devour the world till there's nothing left, while claiming they stand for the greater good.
Is this guy describing capitalism or leftists? I can't.
War cannot be avoided with such people. The only question is, will liberty-minded people stay this course and stick by their principles, or will they fall to their darker impulses to ensure victory?
Wow. So he has some crazy scheme where it's like, we're going to move out to the country, and then you guys are going to eat yourself, and then you're going to come for us, and then we're going to be like, it's self-defense. Stay out of Montana, liberals. Liberal death squad incoming. I mean, it's just like a power fantasy. It's like they feel like they're going to go out to the country in this narrative. They're going to own all the wealth and be the real producers and the real American culture. Like, they're going to be the last fucking bastion of freedom.
All right. So
and then the liberals are going to come eat them because they have nothing left. Like, no, the conservatives, they're doing too good. Stop them.
Even better than probably the article is I haven't read the comments yet, but I perused this one and it sounds pretty awesome. This will not be a civil war like others where people will be shooting each other. This will be a civil war where all the major cities will be cut off from electricity, therefore food, water, heat, and medicine. The right will have bumper stickers that say, shoot transformers, not people. The left will freeze to death in the north of dehydration in the west and die of typhoid in the south. Those who flee and try to take anything from anyone rural will be fertilizer by spring. The new post-apocalyptic political system will be the propertarian anti-parasitical government, or we will all perish. Damn. They got their strategy down. They nailed it. We'll just starve out the cities.
So they basically are assuming everyone in these cities are going to be just a bunch of liberals, and then they're going to basically destroy all the infrastructure so those people can eat, and then they win. And then when they come to the countryside, kill them. Okay. Sound like some really moral people that I would really want to fucking
this is great.
Hang around.
Hitler and Mussolini were both Marxists. Fascism is a form of Marxism, and Marxism is a form of fascism.
Jesus.
Hitler killed...
Oh, wow.
Hitler and Mussolini both killed Marxists, you fucking moron. Oh, my God. The leftists would rather take over an intact country, blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right.
These are all just people fantasizing about the uprising.
This is great. America's race divisions are not resolvable. No country has wasted more time, money, and energy on this issue and achieved so little. Even with the black/white man becoming president, it was not enough to heal the very different visions, which is at the heart of the race divide. Blacks and white Europeans do not aspire to the same things, nor do they live in the same way. The best solution is to separate the races and find some resolution with where people will live. This could be policed by a UN force under mandate. The happiest people I meet are white South Africans who do not live in South Africa. Yes, they left behind a beautiful country and what they built up there, property, wealth, etc., but the sense of relief created by coming out from under the shackles of an incompetent, corrupt black African government more than makes up for it. This guy's
got all the fucking earmarks of a Stormfront kid. Apartheid was a bad thing, by the way.
Not only that, he wants not does he want to separate society by race, but he wants a globalist idea of like the UN enforcing it. Like, so he wants the world to police it. Like, yeah, we're gonna start Cascadia or white land, and that everyone there is white, and we'll think like how white people think, and the other half of the country or whatever will be for everyone else. Okay. So basically, the ethno state, great, wonderful.
Yeah, it's always good.
Out there, fellas.
It's just dressing up the argument. Oh, there's no way to resolve any of these differences. We have to have an ethno state.
Former Fox News anchor Shepard Smith joins CNBC to host evening newscast.
Damn, Shep.
Shep's moving on.
I'm wondering if he's
not, but it's somewhere. What's that?
I wonder if he's gonna come on out of that closet now that he's on a liberal network. You know what I mean?
Already? I thought he already did.
I don't think. No,
I thought he did. Yeah, I thought he admitted that.
Sure he's like one of those confirmed bachelors or whatever, but he's never.
Let Let me see.
What can you find, TJ?
I'm looking it up. I guess it looks initially like.
Yeah, CNBC is more of like a middle of the road kind of
Okay.
network. I've definitely seen conservative pieces on there and then liberal ones.
Fox News' Shepard Smith on coming out as gay. I didn't think I was in. The anchor sees his sexuality as a non-issue. Shepard Smith is famously tight-lipped about his private life, but the Fox News anchor did open up about his sexuality during an appearance at the University of Mississippi last month. The 53-year-old is featured speaker at the University of Mississippi's Meek School of Journalism as part of the It Starts With Meek, blah, 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 blah. The Mississippi native said he didn't start living his truth until roughly 8 or 9 years ago, suggesting he devoted himself to his work in an effort to avoid dealing with personal issues. Yeah, so I guess he has opened up about his sexuality a little bit.
Yeah. Didn't know.
Good
Why?
Now, I don't know. The real question for me in this story is like, is this going to end up like Megyn Kelly, where she leaves Fox News, goes somewhere else, and is not able to find an audience?
I mean, I don't think they've raised him to the level that they brought Megyn Kelly over and put her in like the best time slot and shit.
Right, and she just could not cut it.
Right.
No.
I think Shepard Smith is going to be just fine at reading the news over at CNBC.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
He was doing a bunch of business.
Like
news,
he
and
was never much of a
that's-
personality, really. He was more of like a straight up news guy. Although he did occasionally offer up some opinion, I guess. Yeah, so I don't know. I never, he was always like a breath of fresh air over at Fox News to some extent because he was like the only one over there that seemed like he wasn't completely fucking insane.
Most of the time.
So
sometimes he marched in lockstep with the insanity too.
Yeah, I didn't really see that as much from him anyway, but I guess he probably did. He was over there for a while. But I always felt like they used him as like their plausible deniability. Like he, in some ways, by being there, legitimized what was going on.
Maybe.
So I don't know. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if he how he does. Dave Rubin says he's voting Trump to protect freedom and capitalism.
Oh.
Dude, Rafe Dubin has made it to Right Wing Watch. Oh, good job.
Yeah, I think that's the first time I've seen him on here. It might not be the first time he's been here, but oh yeah,
I guess not. I guess he's been because they're showing one from April. But I didn't.
Killer.
So what does the future look like in the remaining 3 minutes?
In the future, everyone's microphone will be a complete and utter piece of shit.
Give me some hope, or don't.
I could tack on 2 hours.
Oof, the audio is terrible.
Yeah, we might need it for that question.
What does the future look like? Well, I always say that I'm a world-weary optimist. I'm an optimist ultimately because I don't know how you could do what we do, meaning talk about the world and explore all this stuff, if you didn't have some level of optimism, because otherwise, well, first off, this would be depressing as hell all the time, but I don't know how I could wake up and do it.
Right.
But at the same time, I describe myself as world-weary because, as I think I said before, I'm a realist. I think first. I don't...
Yeah. Okay. He's a realist. Gotcha. Let's move a little bit ahead.
This time, it's like, man, if he...
Do we really need all the blowing smoke up his own ass shit?
You didn't want to do anything or conserve anything, really. You want to go to nice parties.
They want to conserve their paychecks and their
that's what they want to
in the New York
conserve.
Times.
Yeah, and I don't like to attack people's motives, but it's almost impossible.
But them, I'm willing to.
For those guys, it's fine. What I would say is Trump has to win. Now, not that will stop this, because it will then cause it to freak out even more. So I think we're in for 4 more crazy years for sure.
Yeah.
The only way we're in for 4 more crazy years that at least continue freedom and capitalism is through Trump. What I think really is...
Yeah, because capitalism under Joe Biden, gone.
I love how they draw, like, dude, grifters like Rafe Dubin here. Like, they drop that little soundbite and then they move on so that their more left-leaning audience that's still buying the hype or whatever won't crucify them. They're like, Trump has to win to save capitalism. It's like, it reminds me of this. He never lingers on the fucking statement. He never qualifies the statement. He never spends any time defending it. He just blurts it and moves on from it.
Yeah, I mean, look, the idea that Joe Biden presents some sort of existential fucking threat to capitalism is a complete joke. The idea that fucking Joe Biden or Donald Trump represents any sort of like bolster to freedom is also a joke.
Oh, Joe
The
Biden's
idea that freedom and capitalism go hand in hand is probably the biggest joke of all.
He's trying to equate the difference as being this like seismic shift. But I mean, if you go a little bit further, I've read this part, so maybe you want to hear how he ends it, because I think that's basically what he's saying the strategy for this is.
All right.
Is the pivotal year of all of this, because this can't go on forever. No movement goes on forever, right? Eventually it either spins out of control in a horrific way, or it perhaps winds down, or something in the middle. I think 2024, even though nobody wants to hear the word 2024, right?
Gosh.
I think that's where this thing really gets reset. I think if Trump wins again, we'll have had 8 years of Trump. People will be exhausted by it, but we'll have survived the intersectional collectivist lunacy. And then you know what happens? You're going to get a crop of Republicans like Dan Crenshaw and Tim Scott and maybe Candace Owens. And,
yes, you will be old enough.
Okay, how is that crop any different than any other miserable crop of you fucking morons?
No, you gotta get to the next one.
Okay.
Maybe Ben Shapiro, maybe Michael Knowles, Nikki Haley. You'll get maybe not even for president, but like you will get a crop.
No, I only want the top job. I only want, but I'm sorry.
You will get a crop of truly intellectually diverse people who know about America. Like Trump, again, I don't have Trump to
wait, what?
People you listed are the opposite of
intellectually diverse.
They're all one-step fucking hard R Republicans. Like they all toot the same horn. They all cash bucks from the same fucking bank.
I would love to see Dan Crenshaw, Tim Scott, Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro, Michael Knowles, and Nikki Haley sitting around a table. I want to hear the profound fucking intellectual disagreements that would occur.
Oh my God. I can't imagine it would ever turn into a big circle jerk.
I mean, it would be nothing but a fucking giant circle jerk. There is no intellectual diversity between those people at all.
That's what this interview is right here. It's a fucking circle jerk. They're fucking jerking each other off under that fucking desk. Give me a fucking break. Let's take this fucking shit seriously. Like, we're just gonna outlast it, and if we get Trump in, we make it 4 more years, everything's gonna be fine.
And you can have a new crop of Republicans. Republicans are really fucking big. Conservatives in general, they're really big on this idea that they're like, oh man, we've changed without ever changing. You know what I mean? Like, they're always got like, oh shit, it's the alt-right. We're the new right. Or we're the fucking, intellectual fucking dark web or whatever the fuck. They've always got some new branding for the same old bullshit. It's never any different. It's always the exact same rhetoric from the exact same type of people saying the exact same type of bullshit, but somehow it's new because they packaged it. They didn't even package it differently. They just like say it's different, and we're just supposed to accept that.
We're the new conservatives. We're fiscally and socially conservative. It's like, oh. And you differ from the last batch, how? Well, we're about freedom. We're pro-gun. Oh, okay. See,
it's all the same.
Remember, the line for a while was, they're classical liberals. So look, I'm a liberal, but classically a liberal. Back in the day, if you look back at what people used to represent as liberals, I was one of those until this lunacy came about.
But then the lunacy happened, so, All right. So real quick, Canadian police arrest armed man near Justin Trudeau's residence. So, Scotty, we know this was you. We don't really need to discuss it. But can you make a statement real quick on that, Scotty? We got to get through these next few stories quick.
Shocked and saddened by this horrible tragedy. And we hope that everyone was unharmed. And, yeah, that's it, TJ.
Scotty, we know it was you. Don't lie. So
no
here's some exciting
news.
Exciting news, everybody. You can now play Animal Crossing with a butt plug. Yep. All you have to do is connect your smart toy to your Nintendo Switch to be able to virtually fuck other players.
Cool.
So, yeah. Players with a Nintendo Switch and a smart butt plug can spice up their dates by making each other's sex toys vibrate. The revolutionary invention is the brainchild of Kyle Maculis, who founded Butt Plug, a sex toy control project. Wow. So, yay. This is a Paul Zativity story.
Isn't it wonderful?
It is wonderful.
A world filled with rainbows, TJ.
It seems it is. It seems it is. All right, so
Paul's finally ready to play Animal Crossing.
Instagram star flaunted lavish lifestyle, but was actually conspiring to launder hundreds of millions of dollars, U.S. prosecutors say. Yeah, okay. Oh, he was from Nigeria. It should have all been obvious. A Nigerian man nicknamed Ray Hush Puppy, who flaunted his Rolls Royces, fancy watches, and designer clothing on Instagram, faces money laundering conspiracy charges in the United States, according to the Department of Justice. Raymond Alorunwa Abbas appeared in federal court in Chicago on Friday. He is accused of conspiring to launder hundreds of millions of dollars through cybercrime schemes. According to a federal affidavit, one of the alleged victims was the client of a New York-based law firm that lost nearly $1 million in 2019. Abbas was arrested last month by law enforcement officials in the United Arab Emirates and transferred to the U.S. this week by the FBI. Prosecutors allege Abbas is one of the leaders of a global network that uses computer intrusions, business email compromise schemes, and money laundering capers to steal hundreds of millions of dollars. Well, it looked like it worked out pretty well for him until they caught his ass. This is Rolls Royces, fucking private jet looking super nice.
Yeah, he thought he wasn't in the U.S., so he was going to get away with it. But he's forgetting that the fucking Trump administration has cozy ties with those Middle Eastern dictators.
He forgot what Rammstein tried to let him know. We're all living in America.
I guess so.
All right. Like I said, we got to get through the rest of these pretty quick. Yeah, I don't care about this. Go away. Fuck you. Okay, whatever. Duckworth emerging as a contender to be Biden's running mate. As Joe Biden pushes ahead with his search for a running mate, Senator Tammy Duckworth has quietly emerged as a serious contender, according to 3 people with knowledge of the selection process, one of several developing dynamics as the search enters its final weeks. Duckworth is a Purple Heart recipient and a veteran of the Iraq War, the only finalist with military combat experience, and as a woman of Thai and Chinese descent, one of several candidates of color under consideration. While she has a lower profile than some rivals, she is being taken seriously by Biden's team, according to people with knowledge of the search, one of whom said she has received strong consideration.
If she gets picked,
What's that?
Biden Duckworth 2020?
Biden Duckworth.
She actually might not be a bad choice, though. But if she is the choice, she'll definitely be swift-voted.
Yeah, and she lost her legs, right, in Iraq? It's kind of awkward when you're running with a guy who voted to send you there in the first place.
Yeah.
You know.
What's also
running with the devil.
When like Biden
rolling with the devil, Scotty.
That
rolling with the devil. She's in a wheelchair. She's not running with the devil.
Well, she's in hell. She can run.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that they gave you your legs back if you went to hell.
A lot of things you don't know, TJ.
I guess you're right. There are a lot of things I don't know. I didn't know that. I don't know much about Duckworth. Does anyone?
Nope.
Pretty much that.
This is the Sarah Palin move.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, shit. Paul's calling it.
Own Senator fucking trying to get the female vote swayed.
I mean, it's not quite as bad as Palin because, I mean, look, she's actually a senator. I mean, Palin was a fucking mayor of a small town, so.
Well, she was a governor by the time she was nominated.
Oh, she was a governor? I thought she was just still mayor.
No, she was governor of Alaska.
Governor of the great state of Alaska.
Alaska.
She'd only been governor for like a fucking hot
Yeah, like
second.
for a minute, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was barely governor.
Yeah.
She was unknown politically outside of Alaska.
She stopped that bridge to nowhere, she did.
And she's a senator from what state? Or
Illinois.
Illinois, that's a pretty big state. Not really a swing state, though.
No, it's not a swinger. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck she actually believes. It's always hard with these fucking politicians.
I believe things.
Blah,
Lots
blah,
of
blah.
things, TJ. Ask me what I believe. I don't know, but I'll get back to you on it.
There's actually some questions about her eligibility to become president, so that might kind of hurt her VP
Oh,
chances
shit.
Because she was born in Thailand.
Nope.
These are the same
Get her
questions.
outta here.
It seems like we often have candidates that these questions would arise about them because, like, John McCain was not born in America. Ted Cruz was not born in America. So, but we never, it never seems like any of those people ever win. So, you know.
What you talking about, TJ?
So we never end up actually having to face, like, that legal challenge.
Yeah, when Obama ran against McCain, that was kind of like an issue that was brought up. It's like, well, McCain was born on a military base in Panama or something. So, but by law, he's still an American citizen. And of course, Obama, they spread the obviously false rumors he was born in Kenya. Or other
He's
places.
a Kenyan.
Dude, if anybody's going to challenge that, it needs to be Arnold.
Arnold.
Make me your president.
I will be the president. Yeah.
Dude, yeah. So then, yeah, put Arnold up there, dude. He'll just fucking smash Trump into the fucking ground.
So I'm at Tammy
That's what I've
Duckworth's website, and it literally doesn't tell you like what her positions are on anything.
I believe in values. And
So
things
I'm
that
going
I
to
care
assume
about.
that she doesn't even have like any fake values as of yet. She'll be
I know-
she'll
I know
be issued
one
some
of
if she
her-
ever decides to run with Biden.
I know one of her positions, TJ.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
In a wheelchair.
Oh yeah. Spicy, Paul. Spicy.
Damn, Paul.
That's the position that she's holds
All
most
right.
strongly.
Let's end with a sad story. Dunkin'
What?
Donuts to permanently close 450 stores by the end of 2020.
Meh. Who cares? Fuck them all.
I care, Paul. Because
Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts is a beautiful place.
It's bullshit.
Dunkin' Donuts will permanently close 450 locations by the end of this year, USA Today reports. All stores that will close are located in Speedway gas station.
Oh, those are
well,
garbage.
whatever. That
Fuck
sucks
'em.
anyway. Fuck that. Who cares? All right,
Well,
that's the end of the
Dunkin'
show.
Donuts- Look, Dunkin' Donuts is a fucking joke, TJ. They ain't what they used to be. All their shit's frozen now. Fuck them.
Man, you know what? It doesn't matter.
Their donut game is weak. Their coffee game is weak.
I'll tell you what.
TJ,
It doesn't
Let
matter
me ask you a
one
question.
fucking
Let
lick,
me ask you a
dude.
question, TJ.
Yeah, because they're still donuts. What's up?
I know of 3 places around here to get donuts.
Yeah.
And will you tell me that
I know
Dunkin'
more than
Donuts
that.
is number one on
There's
your
way
list?
more than fucking 3. You crazy?
No,
Dunkin'
I'm
Donuts-
sure there are. You're a fat
Dunkin'
dude.
Donuts
So I'm
ain't
saying,
number
like,
one on- no,
is
of course-
Dunkin' Donuts where you go.
But yeah, it's not where I go.
Is-
But
is
you know
Dunkin'
what?
Donuts where you go.
No. But you know what? Someone came over with a box of Dunkin' Donuts donuts. I ain't like, get that out of my house or nothing. I'm going to eat them donuts.
I ain't heard. I mean, sure, yeah, if a donut's brought right to your fucking gullet,
Yeah.
of course you're gonna fucking eat it. You're a fat dude. But I'm saying, like,
Donut.
when you
More
when you
donuts is
engage in
always better than
capitalism,
less
TJ,
donuts,
When you
dude.
pull out your wallet and go, I want to buy some donuts.
Yeah.
When you pull out your fucking wallet,
Uh-huh.
is it at Dunkin' Donuts to get those donuts?
No.
Dude,
Not-
even
Well,
my
there you go.
Not really, no.
even my shitty little town had a better alternative to the Dunkin' Donuts in town.
Yeah.
I'm not shocked.
Like a local place called Yum Yum Donuts.
Oh, yeah.
That's where all the fucking locals went. All the out of towners or people stopping through are the ones that kept that fucking Dunkin' alive.
Look, dude, Dunkin' Donuts has its place in the great plethora of American fucking chains, all right?
Yeah, a donut graveyard,
Only
apparently.
the strong survive in the American fucking fast food industry, and Dunkin' Donuts has been bitch made for a long time.
You guys don't know what you're talking about. It's
Get 'em outta here.
It's sad, but you know what? We don't have time to argue it out because we got to go. But
Fair enough, TJ. But you know you lose the. You know, look. Let's say if people a lot of time, you would have lost. Me and Paul would have won. That's it.
sure. You're very possible. All right. Thank you guys for watching. See you next week with more Flash Fried.